Are you guys ready for Cleveland Browns playoff football? We've been waiting all year for this moment. It is finally here. The Browns start their postseason journey. It could be a long run for the Cleveland Browns. It could be a short run. We're going to find out here. Defense on the other side, and Myles Garrett, the front runner for the Make sure you guys hit that like button. By the way, make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all know the drill here. Playoffs, just like the regular season. We want to hit that like button. Share this stream to people you think might enjoy it as well. This is a community here. This is where we can all kind of enjoy the game together as a community, even with some haters involved. Because you guys know sometimes some haters be rolling up in here. So we know what it is. My guy CTG Cement getting it kicked off with the first super chat of the day. Roll with the energy of the game. Q Quincy Carrier 2024. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate that super chat right there, man. Really do. All right, man. I'm excited. I know you guys are excited. We are minutes away from kickoff. They said 4:30, which means the game's probably gonna kick off in what? I'm looking at the clock. It's like 5 minutes. No, that's a pre-tape. That's a pre-tape. So we're probably gonna kick off here in like a couple minutes.
At the beginning of the starter, the fourth starter for the Browns in the season, and all he's done is play great down the stretch. In his 5 starts, including in this building the last time, 368 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Texans.
He lit up this defense, and he's hoping to do it again for his 11th.
All right, we're going to go to commercial. Well, they're going to go to commercial break. And when they come back, the Browns, the Texans, playoff football from Houston, Texas. Somebody in chat said that they're scared. I need you to understand that nervousness is a privilege when it comes to watching the football team. Because if this team didn't do anything to make you nervous, if this team didn't do anything to make you feel like there's something to lose, then they're not a team that's giving you anything really to root for. The reason you feel scared is because you feel the stakes of the moment. You feel the stakes are high for this Cleveland Browns team. You know that it's not just lose and they play next week, or who cares if they win or lose, the draft pick and this and that. No, this is real football. If you lose, you win, it matters. It matters. And that is a privilege that we have not been used to as Cleveland Browns fans, where our games matter, where you are afraid of the result. You are kind of afraid of the game. That's just a consequence of the game mattering, the game meaning something. And although it might not always feel super pleasant, my guy Wacko for Flacco says Wacko for Flacco, Jim L with the super chat. Appreciate that. We got a bunch of super chats flying in here. I hope you guys are getting the noise from the stream, by the way. Are you guys getting the alert charm from the super chats? Really hope we're getting that, because I'm not hearing it on my end, but maybe that's something I have to fix. It's probably something I have to fix here, right? So yeah, that's a privilege, man. It's a privilege. Oh yeah, monitor on. Okay, so yeah, you guys are getting it. That's good. That's good. That's good. Not hearing it. You guys aren't hearing it either, huh? Okay. Let's see if it chimes the next one, because it should. I tested all this stuff early. Let's see. Yeah, the stream tracker, the alert tracker has not been as great as it's been in past years.
Presentation of the National Football League.
Back in Houston, beautiful day, and
all right,
NRG Stadium, the energy is already building up as we get set to start the NFL playoffs and go down to the third member of our crew, Captain Tappan.
Well, Noah, last month when the Browns beat the Texans, Houston was without their starting quarterback, C.J. Stroud, and Will Anderson Jr. Well, today it'll be the Browns dealing with their health issues. That starting corner Denzel Ward suffered a knee injury in practice on Thursday and is dealing with soreness. There was concern surrounding his availability. He came out during pregame warmups wearing a left knee sleeve. He tested it out and was a full participant with his teammates. More good news. 5-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Amari Cooper will return after missing the last 2 games since injuring his heel. And for the Texans, their sack leader, Jonathan Grenard, who also missed the last 2 games with an ankle injury that came against the Browns.
All right, Q, here we are now. Thanks for the live stream, like always, brother, from Fred Himes. Appreciate you, Fred. Ray Rag says, Q, I respect Cody's opinion from your video yesterday, but his comment about the defensive mind Stroud is face and thrive teams don't have anywhere near as good as the defense of the Browns. We'll see if that's true. We'll see if that's true.
He said they're
got to prove it today.
To him, feels like he's equally a part of this team as well, leading the team to a 10.
My guy Nate Collins says Hickman can't get tricked by Stroud. They are former teammates. Professor Chaos says, Q, when are you going 10 toes down? Not trying to bully you. That was something we did for Thursday night. Thomas Baker says, thank you for all your hard work. Go Browns. Appreciate you, Thomas. Paul says, orange pants. Absolutely. And the Browns are receiving like they have pretty much since Joe Flacco has been here.
Missed the extra point in the fourth quarter last week against Indianapolis. We'll get another opportunity to kick it to Crochet.
Well, when these teams met on Christmas Eve, the very first play from scrimmage for Cleveland was a long pass from Joe Flacco to Amari Cooper. They would hook up for 11 catches, 265 yards in the game, and that's a big
all right, man.
For this Texans defense.
Here we are. We got about 600 people in chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button and share the stream. They made PJ the backup and Jeff inactive. Okay, that makes sense. Here we go. And let's see what the Browns offense looks like.
Delaware, 0-4, Cincinnati.
We're going to start with a package of David Bell, Elijah Moore. I don't believe I saw Amari Cooper. No, Amari Cooper's out there.
Virginia Tech, in the third, Cincinnati.
So David Bell in for Cedric Tillman. They're going to go trips right.
Normal starters early in the season have been playing.
Almost quads.
Running back Nick Chubb from the second game on, and of course Deshaun Watson after the season from the midway.
Tight. Play action look here. Flacco's going to just check it down to Jerome Ford, and it's going to be about an 11-yard gain. That's good.
Play action in particular, he has excelled.
Whistles on the play. Is there a flag?
Action and first down.
Or somebody hurt?
Has been a big part of the offense built around Flacco, and right away one of the interior defensive linemen for the Texans down. But it's pretty amazing. He started 5 games. He sat out last week against Cincinnati, but throwing the ball down the field, 13 touchdowns. He has thrown interceptions. He is not afraid to put the ball downfield. He has great confidence in Amari Cooper and David Njoku.
That's Sheldon Rankins coming off the field.
Off the field, a big part of this interior, much improved Houston defense in year 1 under D'Amico Ryan, especially.
All right, big play there on first down to get the first down. They're in shotgun, just sent Elijah Moore in motion. They're going to throw up the middle of the field, David Bell for about 6 yards. And look, that's what the Browns are going to want to do. They're going to want to stay on time all game here. Just get those 5-6 yards on first down. It allows them to open up a lot more of their playbook for the rest of the sets of downs that they have there. And it allows them to kind of get away with not having a running game like they have the last month of the season. All right, 2nd and 4 here for the Browns. I think they run here. That's going to be their first run of the game, and that's what you didn't want. Yeah, a stop there by Denzel Perriman.
Perriman just read this quickly. Run blitz. Watch him right here. Reads it and gets right into the backfield untouched. Negative yardage play.
You don't want to get negative yards on runs. And they saw that one coming. Now you got to get a 10-yard chunk here on 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9.
KT mentioned the return of Bernard, but Will Anderson Jr., their other edge rusher, did not play at all in the game on Christmas Eve. Happy to have both of them back.
In there on this 3rd down play. Flacco deep drop, feeling the pressure, gets rid of it. Low, caught, punt.
All right, we're off the field.
Houston defense get to stand. D'Amico Ryans talked about getting the field off the field on 3rd down in the crowd.
Yeah, you just can't have those negative plays in the run game. You start out that drive, you get 10 yards here, you start off 1st down, you start off really good, getting ahead of the sticks, getting 5 yards, and then you run it with Jerome Ford. It's a regular run play, it's just it gets blown up by Perriman, and that's the boomer bust of the Browns run game that they're going to have to try to overcome in this postseason if they want to go anywhere, because that's the one thing, right? 2nd and 4, you should be able to at least have it be 3rd and 4, but instead it's 3rd and 9. You lose 4 yards on a regular draw play and almost got that punt block. So now you got to come out here, play defense, and see how they do. But the first drive, again, they're going to be good against that run. And Denzel Perriman just made a great play there. So we'll see what happens next. Yeah, I wonder what they were trying to get to develop downfield there on that 3rd down play call, because they weren't able to get anything done with it. Had to give it up to Kareem Hunt. I mean, the offense looks like they're going to be able to move the ball through the air. Didn't look like anything was too difficult there. We didn't see much. We only saw about 3 plays there. But really, this is the important part of the game here for the Cleveland Browns, is how this defense shows up against this Texans offense, right? That's the big thing that we're all kind of sitting here kind of concerned about, right? Is, hey, man, are they going to be able to slow down CJ Stroud? If they do a good job here, they're able to gain confidence, get moving downhill early, then you're going to feel really good about their chances for the rest of this game. Now, again, it's the first drive. First drives are usually a little bit more successful on this Browns defense than most other drives. So we're going to probably get, like, statistically speaking, you're probably going to get the Texans' best shot here, right? Like, how they are able to perform on this drive will show you what they're capable of for the rest of this game, because we've seen that where teams have been able to score on the Browns for the first drive, but not for drive 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we'll see how they come out here. We'll see what their plan is for Myles Garrett, and we'll see how Myles Garrett comes firing out the gate. But this is going to be a very important part of the game right now, the defensive side of the ball. That's going to be where this game's won or lost, in my opinion, for the Cleveland Browns. Mr. Slendy says, here we are, the playoffs, 11-6, a good team. People in the chat still live and die by every play. Take a breath, y'all. It's still a process. Again, ride the wave. You can't fight the water, man. It's a force of nature. Cali Browns fan says, calling my shot. David Njoku, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Defense gets 2 turnovers. Browns win by 10 points. It's pretty bold.
By the Farmer's Dog, a fresh approach to pet food. And by Applebee's. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood. Go back to the 2011 divisional Texans and Ravens. These two go head-to-head. It was Flacco who got the upper hand in that matchup, and D'Amico Ryans kind of gave us a grin and said, yeah, I'm looking for my get-back on Saturday at home.
Last week in Indy, the Texans started with a 75-yard touchdown pass to Nico Collins.
They will go to the
They're going to go one-on-one on Myles. And a good tackle by JOK.
A nice job by Owusu-Koramoah.
Wow, they gave Myles a one-on-one look there. That's something to keep an eye on. They keep doing that all game. You saw that pocket collapsed on him.
Texas, Robert Woods, USC, Nico Collins, Michigan, Dalton Schultz, Stanford, Larry Johnson, Devontae University, Hugh Sherwood, Penn State, Michael Dieter.
Okay, they got Brevin Jordan in there now, so now they're going to bring out the double team. This is signaling run, but watch the play action.
Turnovers in the with a rookie quarterback.
No, they're going to just run it. They're going to just throw it. My bad. Deep shot, middle of the field. Has Nico Collins a tackle there at the 40.
The 40 for a gain of 21. This starts with great protection.
Yeah, they brought in that extra protection. You knew they wanted to get something, right? They had Brevin Jordan. And then Tunsil double team there.
They do a nice job. Cleveland actually brought some add-on rushers, and it was well picked up. And Stroud shows that accuracy.
You can't let him process.
Outstanding.
He's learned how to utilize that pocket to the best of his ability. Stood in there, took the hit, and gains the first down for his team. Singletary with the back. Play action. Stroud with time rolls.
Can't let him process. Guy dropped it. You cannot let CJ get back there and process. That was a big play right there, waiting to happen.
Super smart, but this time he couldn't squeeze.
2nd and 10.
He's been such a reliable and dependable guy. But you could just see at the last minute, he turned his head, took his eyes off the ball. Here's one of the things they're going to try to do to Myles Garrett. They get a chip from Brevin Jordan, the tight end, on his way into the route. You have to have a plan. Every offensive phase.
Ray Rag says, I feel like the first pass from Stroud will be a deep shot. He hasn't taken it yet, but it's coming. Little run game here and then a good stop. Myles Garrett on the stop there. 3rd and 9.
Garrett right there to bring up. Well, CJ Stroud, you can go through the numbers and you can go through the records. We've got them on your screen, so make it easy. Led the NFL in pass yards per game and touchdown to interception ratio. But it's the way he carries himself in the building that separates him.
And he's been a great leader from day one. He's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder that he's kind of carried for several years, but he's genuine. And his players have rallied around him. And then when you see the playmaking ability,
all right, 3rd and 9 here.
They got to do play quarterback.
They got a bunch of guys on the line of scrimmage right now.
Stroud, rifle, sideline, incomplete. Flag is down.
I think they're going to call a false start. I think they're going to call a neutral zone.
See what the
I
penalty
think it's on Miles.
On the left side, Laramie Tunsil, the left tackle, and also
It's on Miles.
on that side.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering because the flag didn't come out immediately.
Very familiar with one another.
Yeah, the flag didn't come out immediately, but he did flinch.
By Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett played at A&M, so from college to now in the NFL, these guys have been going at each other for almost a decade.
All right, 3rd and 4.
Don't know
Be a big spot to get him off the field here.
We'll see, because a lot of times you got to give extra attention to that guy, but Tunsil, one of the very best in the NFL.
So instead of 3rd and 9, it's 3rd and 4 for Stroud in this offense.
Not enough pressure. Oh, good coverage. Good coverage. Ooh, and Noah Brown's hurt.
Yeah, this is man-free coverage.
That's great coverage there. Get physical, get to the football. Good job there. Withstanding the blow by this Browns defense. Great job there. Great job. They gave you a little bit of a hit, and you almost had an interception there. You did. You almost got an interception. Oh, wow.
Cleveland Brown defense.
I think Denzel Ward stopped that from being an interception.
As well as a couple other categories, but able to get their team off the field right now.
So Cameron Johnston will send it away.
All right, now you play the field position game.
Return man for Cleveland.
4th and 4. Oh, wow, good pressure.
Preseason.
And that's going to make for a shorter punt, and he got tackled right there on site.
Get the right decision here. Just eats it up and gets.
That was the right decision to catch it, though, to be fair. Like, he's not behind the 5 yet. Their coverage unit was so fast down the field that would have gotten downed by them. So, I mean, if he didn't catch it, they would have caught it or let it roll to like the 1. So that's actually, I know commentary told you that was a bad decision there by James Prochet. That's one of the rare times where I would defend somebody catching it within the 10. You see how fast their coverage unit was there. They were going to be able to down the ball, let that thing bounce. Maybe it goes into the back of the end zone if you're lucky, but more than likely they're able to make a play on that before it even gets back there. So good job by James securing the punt, taking the hit. I think he thought he had a little bit of a crease, but the ball just took a little while to get to him. And that was a great punt by their punter. Put a lot of air on that. Yeah, I think James Prochet thought he saw something. I thought he had a crease, and he did have a crease. But the ball was just in the air for a while, and it took just that half a second longer. All right, but good job by the defense getting off the field there, withstanding the first blow by Houston. Now, Offense gets another try at it. Bad field position. And it looks like this Texans team is going to be able to stop the run. Excuse me. I like Iron Eagle's. I don't know if he's his son, but I like the other Eagle. I like Eagle. I like this commentary team. I don't mind it. I prefer this one to like Collinsworth and Tirico, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of Collinsworth and Tirico. Like, I think Collinsworth is better than people give him credit for. I just find Tirico to be very boring. We almost got 800 people in here. Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. What do you think about those dropped open looks from Houston? Hey, look, they gotta finish these plays too. And they had a couple plays that they could have made. They didn't finish them. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You're not going to be able to shut out every opportunity. So if they don't capitalize on those opportunities, we're going to have to make it hard for them to continue to get opportunities. And that's what this Browns defense is here for.
They look the job deep. They've got an extra offensive lineman in the game, number 16. They do this more than any other team in the NFL. Big part of their run game package.
I think we're going to throw it.
The extra lineman, the Joker lined up there as well. The tight end. And Hunt will be the running back. From their own 8-yard line, they hand it to Hunt up the middle.
There you go, Kareem.
To the corner for 2.
This Cleveland offense, obviously not the same running game that they had when they had Nick Chubb, one of the best in the league the last couple of years. Chubb went out week 2 with the injury. It's been kind of a running back by committee. Right now, Kareem Hunt, who they brought back to the team, he's more the physical downhill runner. Break a lot of tackles.
Kendrick Wills and Jack Conklin.
We empty?
Tackles to begin the year. Wills went out with knee surgery week 9. Conklin got hurt in the opener. 2nd and 8 now for Flacco. Towards his end zone.
Oh.
They'll try to go with a screen that time. Well defended by Houston. They bring pressure.
Oh, Joe, it was there. It was there. Joe, get a better ball there, babe.
Third long again.
All right.
Will Anderson and Bernard were not in on first down, getting a little break, anticipating run. But they're in the ball game right now on the edge. Stingley is lined up. It looks like a situation right here on Amari Cooper.
Oh, you got it. You got it. You got it. More. Fuck. Moore is sad. Why did he sad? I thought he was going to keep carrying in that zone. Well, in that man coverage. All right, punt it.
Take a look now. Amari Cooper again had 265 yards last time. He's going to run a post. All right, here's Stingley, but watch this safety come all the way over to help. They're going to give extra attention to Amari Cooper, particularly on the deep ball.
Moore, why'd you sit?
Over the top of the defense.
So King made the tackle. Now he will be back to handle the punt from the offense.
Ooh, that looked like it went far. Nope.
Short kick.
Oh, not a good one.
Looked like around midfield. We'll see where they spot it.
That looked like it bounced at like the 45.
Outstanding.
Wow, it's going to be at the 41.
At the 40.
Okay, 45.
Well, this is a Houston organization that rebuilt themselves from the bottom floor. They had to build their rocket before they could take off. 11-38-1 the last 3 seasons, lowest winning percentage in the league. But then you bring in 2 top 3 picks in Stroud and Anderson for potentially both offensive and defensive rookie of the year.
These graphics are insane.
And they're the first team in the Super Bowl era to win their division with a rookie head coach and quarterback.
Well, and the thing about those 3 guys, they are all accustomed to great success, right? D'Amico.
It's funny. I think they left Miles one-on-one and he got pressured, then immediately put a tight end on him after. Well, they're not going to have Miles one-on-one all game. That's crazy.
Let's see if this Browns
Good tackle.
find it once again, and Singletary gains a couple down to Catherine.
Well, General Manager Nick Caserio emphasized that culture was important when I asked him about that Texans rebuild after spending 20 seasons with the Patriots. He said you can never recreate a culture, but you can look for certain behavioral patterns and characteristics in players. He saw those qualities in second and third overall picks, C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson, who both said they fit in here.
Keep playing defense. A sack here would be big time.
They can do it. Noah?
Caserio has done a wonderful job, KT, and D'Amico Ryan.
Oh, good tackle. Wow, JOK with a great tackle right there.
Based on the type of people that they brought in, the Singletary picks up another yard, brings up third.
JOK got that tackle. That was a big play waiting to happen.
Well, again, this Cleveland defense is so difficult on third down because, first of all, through the year, teams have had to go the longest distance. The average yards needed on third down against this Browns defense, 8.4. No other team in the league over 7. So this is a more manageable distance. Lots of tight man coverage and then pass rushers that can get to the quarterback quickly.
Stroud did play in the first matchup between these two teams, saying this was going to be a key, getting into those manageable third downs.
Oh, good hit. Oh, got him. Just a second late. Just a second late with the pressure on the quarterback here.
C.J. Stroud getting to the ball. He gets Newsome on him. Newsome is normally on the slot. They switched his formation at the last minute. Newsome went outside with them, and then Collins beats him on the route.
All right, stop him. Let's stop him.
That's a quarterback.
Well, we're not the greatest run defense in the world.
You see the late shift in the formation. Newsome is beat right away. And then Collins adjusts to the football.
Stroud completing 74% of his passes.
That's a catch. We're not challenging that, right? We're not challenging that, right?
Let's see if a timeout was called before anything here. It looks like it.
Oh, in Texas.
I'll go
Okay.
back and explain that. The difference in that long play, because explosive plays are going to be huge in this game, right, against both defenses. Nico Collins was lined up in the slot. Newsome is normally on the slot receiver. At the last minute, they switched positions. He went outside. Newsome went with him because it's man coverage. But
Yeah, they called us in a bus.
right off the snap. So a nice adjustment by offensive.
It was a good ball by CJ. Took it through contact as well.
Changed the position of Nico Collins.
Look, the quarterback-wide receiver relationship is so important. C.J. Stroud's an Ohio State guy. Nico Collins is a Michigan guy. We asked C.J., hey, was that tough to get over? He goes, no. Once we started throwing, once we got to know each other, it's all love. He said he's honored to be a part of his story. We saw the stats. Nico Collins, what a year he's had. Over 1,200 yards, nearly 1,500 yards in the regular season. First and goal for Houston. Play action, Stroud.
Oh,
Myles Garrett had a free.
no, that was Jordan.
Just had to underhand get rid of it.
Well, no, this is a play that they worked by design. The problem is Garrett is so explosive. He was there too quickly. This is by design. They're going to kind of go a shovel pass to our Beck, who's in here. But Myles Garrett is there so quickly.
And that's Shelby Harris that makes a big play
The
there.
defensive lineman, Jordan Elliott.
I know they're highlighting Miles, but that's really on Shelby that made that play.
They didn't even block Myles Garrett on that play because of what they were trying to do. But Elliott on the inside made a great play as well.
Second and goal. So keeps to the outside. Stroud.
Good tackle by Martin Emerson. All right, third down here. It's a big one.
Martin Emerson cuts him off. And it's third and
Great job there, keying in on that, Martin.
It's almost an anomaly of this Cleveland defense. Best in the league in total defense, best in the league in pass defense, best in third down, but last in the league in red zone or goal to go defense. They got a chance to turn the page on that on this big third down play.
Jim Schwartz, in his first season, the defensive coordinator with the Cleveland Browns, 57 years old, won a Super Bowl as the DC with the Eagles in the 2017 season. Third and goal.
Schultz in motion, big time target in the red zone.
Stroud rolls, fires, end zone. Incomplete. He put it towards Robert Woods. It was low.
Wow, it's big.
Fourth down.
Well,
Let's see if that stands.
He got beat on earlier in this drive. Tight man coverage. It's
Oh, good job, Greg. Oh, my God. What a play by Greg Newsome. Oh, wow. Wow, wow. That's an amazing play by Greg Newsome. He gets over top of him and slaps that ball onto the ground, which makes it uncatchable. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That was an excellent play by Newsome. Huge play, too.
That nearly cost Houston a chance to not only get in the playoffs, but host this game as the winners of the AFC South. He puts the points on the board, and Houston goes up 3-0 with 5.5 to play in this opening quarter. Back at home, hosting a playoff game for the first time in 4 years, and the Texans strike first.
Dad, you okay?
This old, tired phone can't be traded in.
That's a bit dramatic. A better plan is Verizon.
We can all trade in our old phones for a new Galaxy S23 Plus on net.
I can trade this in.
Okay.
All right, so the Browns don't get a great punt there. And look, field position matters so much. You don't get a good punt there. What does that mean? That means that they get the ball at the 40. Well, why does that matter? That matters because all they need is one play to get into scoring range against you. And I don't care how good your defense is, you're probably going to give up one play to a really good quarterback. So that allowed them to get into scoring range when it might have just been something that they could have contained on a regular drive. So it leads to points there. So field position matters. You got to get a better punt on that football next time if you're the Browns. But the good thing is that since they do get the field goal, the field position game is going to be reset again. Woof. That was a great play there by Greg, though. Great play by Greg. Someone said Joe Flacco looks nervous. The Joe Flacco is a lot of things. He probably ain't nervous right now. I promise you that. Like Joe Flacco's played in the Super Bowl. Why was CJ's underhand throw not a fumble? Because it was going forward. Forward pass. It's a forward pass.
He might be an old dog, but he's kind of had some new tricks this year. Over 1,600 passing yards in December, most of any month in history.
It's not about if it's over or underhand. I know that some people still go by that interpretation of the rule. It's about whether the movement to throw the football was intentional. And if it's an intentional movement of the football forward by a quarterback, that's a pass.
Quarterbacking royalty right there. And you meet with him, you sit down with him, and it just seems like he's loose. He's having a good time. He's enjoying the ride, and he's taking full advantage of his opportunity.
And credit to him for staying ready, staying sharp, keeping his arm in shape in case he would get a workout. He didn't know if he would or not. No team brought him in for a workout all fall until the Browns brought him in mid-November. And Alex Van Pelt, their quarterback coach, told me he was as impressive throwing the football in that workout as any quarterback I've ever watched. And he's throwing receivers he doesn't even know. And they signed him. And next thing you know, he's not only the starting quarterback, but he is leading this team into the playoffs in a major way.
And he really has felt so welcomed by the team. A lot of credit goes to his teammates. He felt like the locker room embraced him with open arms, but also Kevin Stefanski. And he had a lot of great things to say about his head coach, how even-keeled he is, and he doesn't look too forward ahead, which is what has kept this team, despite all the injuries they've had, on
1st and 10
track and road to an 11-win season. See if he can find a response for the first points of the day. Play action on first down. Flacco.
Big deep ball. You got David. Big play to David on the 30. There it is. They left David one-on-one here. They're going to try to get David and Njoku involved all game here, but they left David and Njoku one-on-one. It looks like with Steven Nelson, and that's just a mismatch. David just blows by him and just blows the top of the defense off. Great job there.
Njoku making his first Pro Bowl, first time a Cleveland tight end has made the Pro Bowl.
As the Browns answer back, or at least with a big play. Now they're at the 30.
He said the biggest difference is he just matured as a person, as a man, and he's been a leader in this locker room, one of the best teammates on this group.
And another catch by David Njoku. And it's going to be second and 2.
But Flacco connecting with one of his favorite targets on back-to-back plays.
Yeah, it's almost like Flacco had immediate chemistry with this guy and also Amari Cooper. And whenever there's a single high safety and it's one-on-one outside, that's what he's looking for.
Number 68.
Michael Dunn is an eligible receiver.
There's a split safety look in the middle of the field is open.
Second and 2 here.
He's looking for, especially in the red zone.
Sets up second down and 2. No play action.
Okay.
Plenty of time.
Good job. Good job. Way to find him. Scoop good.
By Kevin Stefanski getting Flacco out of the pocket, extending the play. Cooper a little slow to get up because this play took a long time. Cooper had to come from one side of the field all the way to the other sideline. But because Flacco was on the move and out of the pocket, he was able to buy that time and deliver the football.
Well, Cooper didn't play the last 2 games of the regular season with a heel injury, so he did return. Stefanski did mention us. He's probably not going to be 100%, but he's as close as he possibly can. He'll play through the pain, and it appears to be okay as he'll take this play off on a 1st and goal.
We're going to call timeout. Okay, they're going to reset the clock.
Timeout's going to be taken by Cleveland.
Second time.
So they get Cooper back on the field. Had the huge day in the first matchup with Houston during the regular season as we go down to KT.
Well, guys, Cooper told me that the injury is a heel contusion that's getting better, and he's working through it. He said when the injury first occurred, he was unable to load his right heel when running, but said that that is no longer an issue. During pregame warmups, he did not appear to test that heel. He showed no hesitancy, and he was doing drills with his teammates, Noah.
Captain, I say this, pun only slightly intended. That came on the heels of maybe the best game of his career with 265 yards and Browns franchise record in this building.
All right, 1st and goal.
Right here in the slot.
Look like they're going to have him blocked. Oh, wild card. All right. It's a good run there. Gets it all the way to the 3.
Gets inside. Christian Harris made first contact.
Wonder if they go with it again.
He doesn't have the explosiveness that he had earlier in his career, but he still is a powerful downhill runner. Has always kind of run angrily. You know, I mean, he runs with an attitude, and that is really good inside the 5-yard line.
By the team with rushing touchdowns again, 9 on the season. Still a touchdown machine in these goal line opportunities. Second and goal.
Got it. Get up, reach. Oh, why did you reach? All right, Nick Harris. Bring in Nick. Bring in Nick.
Once again.
Yeah, I mean, this looked like an easy touchdown. All the attention went to Njoku, the other tight end.
And yeah, I go for this if you don't get it here.
It looked like he was going to walk in, but
Just, yeah. All right, come on.
2 extra linemen, Nick Harris and Michael Dunn.
I wonder if they do a tush push and just have Nick Harris just ram Joe Flacco in there. Oh, it's in. It's in. Touchdown. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Browns on the board, baby. 7-3. Well, 6-3. We'll see if we make the extra point. Big answer, right? Your first scoring drive you give up on the defensive side of the ball due to bad field position. Okay, can you answer back with regular field position? You give a big boy drive here.
The strength of this Browns offense and their offensive line are those 3 interior guys, the 2 guards and the center. They've had injuries at tackle, but those interior 3 are outstanding.
It was set up on a long catch by Njoku. It leads on 6 plays, 75 yards, and the extra point.
They got it.
So the 5th postseason touchdown in the career of Kareem Hunt. Flacco dialed it up. Njoku got him down the field, set them up in prime position, and then you give it to your touchdown machine. 10th time on the season, he found Pater, and Hunt has a team up early.
Gotta get up, gotta get up, gotta get up for the morning comes. What if I'm late? Gotta get up for the sun comes up.
All right, that was a great answer. That was a great answer by this offense, right? You get slowed down the first two drives. One because you had a run play that got knocked back behind the line of scrimmage, reset the whole down situation, and then another one because you got bad field position, kind of handicapped you a little bit. So nice answer from this offense. The defense has showed up, right? They got bad field possession and held there on the goal line, which has been one of the Browns' defense's biggest problem, is that red zone defense so far for them this year. And they were able to slow that down. They were able to stop that. Now you're going to get regular field position from Houston here, and you're going to reset that field position game again, and you hope to be able to replicate that same amount of success that Houston was not able to have with you at the beginning of this game. So pretty good answer there by the Browns offense, right? We saw the defense, we saw that they showed up. We needed to know that the offense was going to be here. Now we know, okay, this is going to be, we are here. The Browns are playing a regular game. They're not out of rhythm or something weird like that. They're here. They showed up. The Texans look like they're showing up a little bit. We'll see what happens, man. It's going to be a good game. Did I miss any supers? Ray Rag says, I'm surprised they ran away from Flacco on the boot. They just let him look at all his options, including running for the first. No one was near him. Yeah, they weren't very disciplined on that. It's going to be something to check back to as well. If you're the Cleveland Browns, it's definitely going to be something to check back to. But yeah, they did just leave him wide open, naked there.
Super Wild Card Weekend continues tonight as the Dolphins take on the Chiefs at 8 Eastern. The game will stream exclusively on Peacock, not on NBC, so be sure to scan the QR code and sign up now for just $5.99 per month, or for a limited time, get 1 year for only $29.99. Terms apply. Union Station in Kansas City, it is going to be frigid there. -3, real field temperature, -21 degrees. Yeah, I'd say Kareem Hunt sweating, feeling good in this Houston heat. C.J. Stroud will get an opportunity now down for the first time today as Patterson will boot it away. Damian Pierce, who had a 98-yard kickoff return touchdown the last time these two teams played, will let it fly into the end zone.
Now let's take a look at the Walmart Plus 4K.
Patterson's kicking everything to the left.
What can Jim Schwartz do to help him out? Here's a one-on-one against Laramie Tunsil, two great players. This time they're going to bring linebacker pressure outside. They try to move Miles inside. This time he's on the other side. He won't always line up on the right side of the defense. So far, the Texans have done a pretty good job accounting for him, but Jim Schwartz knows this guy, I can move him around, try to find the right matchup for him to wreak havoc in the backfield.
And Garrett feeling a little extra juice being back here in Texas. Stayed in the Olympics, then he went to college in. So that Texas Air.
Oh, they got that one. Yeah, they ran that toss sweep play and it was there.
29 yards for number 26.
Yeah, great job of getting some plays. Watch the Cleveland defensive end come inside and watch these pullers. Wide receivers blocking, they get the tackle.
They did a great job on that, sealing it.
Singletary does a nice job filling in right behind him.
Thornhill making his return around and couldn't get him to the turf. Now Stroud on first down.
Good pressure. Got to get there faster.
C.J. Stroud has to just manipulate the pocket. Watch this guy now, just the subtle move. It's not the right way. Just move slightly to the right.
Greg, come on, buddy.
And then hit Mitchie in stride and just flicks the.
That's the second one today.
Just flipped it out there for a nice completion, but it starts by his ability to move slightly in the pocket and not panic.
56 yards in 2 plays, and just like that, another red zone opportunity for this Houston offense. Reverse.
Good job, Martin. Oh, didn't make the tackle, but good job there, slowing it down.
Picks up 3. What looked like it could have been blown up in the backfield.
Now, this was well defended by Cleveland. Martin Emerson Jr. was there in the corner. But you see the strength of Nico Collins breaking that tackle and turning it into a positive game.
Houston taking its time. They have really found something in Devin Singletary, who certainly has postseason experience, 9 career playoff games, started in 7 of the first 8. The big one to set this up. What could be the final play of this first quarter? 15.
Oh, no. Yeah, they got that. That's going to score. Well, they had a good answer too, huh? Damn.
C.J. Stroud told us Laramie Tunsil might be the best offensive lineman he's ever played with. Watch number 78. We've seen him go one-on-one against Garrett and pass block. Shows block that he gets out in front of this play and gets the block on the corner Newsome for Emerson.
All right, let's answer.
Nico Collins follows him into the end zone. Laramie Tunsil is an athletic big man, and he showed it on that play.
Let's answer.
It's 10-7 with 11 seconds to play in this opening quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from AWS.
Oof.
Time it takes
Playoffs, baby. It's going to be a good game, man. Playoffs, man. It's going to be a good one.
data points from every player, over 1,000.
Hey, look, man, they're a good offense. They're gonna give you some points every once in a while. Like CJ Stroud's not Case Keenum. You're not about to hold him to 6. He's gonna make plays. They're gonna execute well. They're gonna get some points, no matter how good the defense is. There's two good teams going back and forth. I don't think we got to get out of sorts every time they have a scoring drive. Now that's a big problem for him. Laramie Tunsil's down. That's a huge problem.
With a knee injury is down and holding that left side, and especially when you.
I hope it's not a knee injury.
No matter what, this guy.
What happened there?
To what this offense.
It wasn't on the touchdown. It was on the extra point. I think that's him right there on the end of the line. Looks like his own guy kind of fell into the back.
I think he's gonna be straight. I think he's going to be good.
That's Josh Jones, number 74.
I think he's going to be straight.
You can see right away he goes to that left knee. This would be an enormous loss for the Texans.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay.
Jones is hovering over Tunsil right now on the field. Now C.J. Stroud, his quarterback, is going to jog out to check on him. You mentioned that Stroud had nothing but the highest of praise for Big 78, and that's just good to see him on his feet, and good to see him heading back to the sideline.
Well, he has been an elite left tackle in this league his entire career. Started with the Dolphins, that's where he got drafted in the first round out of Ole Miss. And has been a stellar player. And, when you're a right-handed quarterback and you got that kind of guy on the left side, that is a great comfort.
You need him to throw out the Joe Woods playbook? Come on, brother. Let's calm down.
Looks like he said, I'm all right. But if he were to go out, George Fant had been playing right tackle, likely moves back over to the left side. And then Charlie Heck, who had been starting at right tackle the last couple of weeks, would be elevated back up to that spot. Fant, versatile guy, played some tight end earlier. There's a good look at Heck in his 4th year out of UNC, but Tunsil, just good to see him upright and seemingly in good spirits there after going down. So Fairbairn will send it away to Prochet once again. And another time.
All right, let's answer. What a game. Here we go. Let's go. Yeah, from Chris. Appreciate you, man.
Flacco orchestrated the touchdown drive last time out on the deep shot to Njoku. Eventually, Kareem Hunt punches it in. You mentioned staying in shape. A lot of it, he was throwing with his dad and his brother. So everybody thought, oh, wow, he's just throwing it so well. Like, yeah, I'll throw it to a 62-year-old man. And he just happened to be making good throws back to me.
Yeah. Well, you throw to targets. His arm talent has never been in question, right? He's always been able to sling it. And that has not changed with his age.
3 tight ends here on first down.
All right.
Flacco.
Good throw. Oh, wide open. Harrison Bryant. Big play. Don't fumble. Wow. The tight ends here. 2 big plays early on. Huge play right there.
Huge one for Flacco in this offense. 3 tight ends in. Maybe you're thinking.
Who's hurt?
You're thinking they'll throw to 85.
Oh, it's the end of the first quarter.
He gets it anyway, and it's
good throw. My God.
Play of over 15 yards for this Browns offense.
Woo! It's a game. This is a game today, man.
Okay, when you turn around, you're going to see someone in the turkey cheese. Let's imagine that cold chain has a bubble around it. Do we want to be key? There are some situations that young homeowners turning into their parents just can't handle.
Yeah, there he is. There's my nephew. I got a video of him playing piano.
That's not how you take a selfie. Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
3, 2, 1.
Maybe countdown. Just take the picture.
You're such a good listener.
Strap in, y'all. It's about to be a good ass game. This is about to be a good game, man. Great answer on that first play. Get that big play by Harrison. I mean, that does so much because it also like kills the crowd because it just destroys all of that momentum that they built up in that stadium of good things happening. Now they're all charged up. You get that first big play on that drive after they score, take the lead. Boy, does that do something for the morale of your team, and it does something for the morale of their fans too. So huge play there by Harrison Bryant and Joe Flacco. Yeah, I think what the Browns are trying to do, because they came out there in 13, and what they're trying to do basically is say, hey, we're going to throw on your linebackers all day. We don't think your safeties or your linebackers can cover. Is what the Browns are betting on. And right now, they're winning that bet.
Where history is made. Now, for the first time ever, a playoff game will stream only on Peacock. Dolphins, Chiefs. Sign up now and witness history. Welcome back to the Wild Card Weekend, presented by Verizon, 10-7 after 1, with Cleveland driving now inside the Texan 30-yard line. For the back, no promotion man. Proper Owens for 102 yards just to his two tight ends, 129 on 9 of 10 passes.
Oh, you got it. Oh, close. All right, decent enough run.
I want to go back to the last play of the first quarter and just the confidence in Joe Flacco's arm. Here's who he's throwing the football to, but he's not open. He's throwing to a spot right here in between the two linebackers. He has great confidence, and he throws his guy open into that window, into that hole. And a huge play by Harrison Bryant, but just the confidence and the composure Flacco showed throwing that ball to a spot.
And that confidence, it permeates through the rest of the team. Tim Stefanski said, these guys just know he's been in these moments and they feel calm.
Get the push.
Every single time.
There you go.
Under center.
All right, third and short.
Keep the lights churning to the 20 instead of third and short.
Well, you know, Kevin Stefanski had a couple guys that had some Super Bowl experience talk to the team this week. All the teams in the playoffs right now know that this
Are the two big plays on Newsome or just one? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked at all
was one
22.
of the guys that spoke to the team and said, look, let's just take care of the ball, keep doing what we're doing, and know that at this point in the season, anybody can get home.
Oh, no. Joe Batonio's hurt?
Just as well as anybody else.
And that's Joel Batonio going off. He's been helped off the field.
That's not good at all.
Consecutive Pro Bowl, and without those two tackles, that left guard has been uber important, especially with their runs up the middle. Here's what happened to him. Big number 75.
Well, the two guards are both outstanding, and there it is right there.
And he's coming off a back injury.
Into the back of his legs, nothing intentional.
Oh, and he's already going to the locker room.
Get checked out.
The Ducks contenders already been out there as an extra offensive lineman, eligible receiver.
Hey, 1-on-1. Oh, my God.
He's got all 6'6" of Joe Flacco.
He got a 2-yard quarterback sneak.
A nice little
That Harrison Bryant, that's the Harrison Bryant that they thought they'd get when they drafted him. Yeah.
Natural hole to either side. So watch him. He just kind of reads this. He's just kind of fill into the right. He loses his left guard, so I'll run behind my right guard, who's still in the game, Wyatt Teller, and pick up the first down.
How about putting your body on the line? Going to be 39 years old on Tuesday. And he understands this could be that last gasp. He knows this is a team that has the tools to make a deep run, as he's experienced before.
Well, this is throw here. First down, play action.
Flacco looking.
Good throw.
Perfectly delivered as he finds David Bell for a modest gain of 7-10.
All right, good play there.
Throwback play. You hope you catch this defense fast flowing and losing track of Bell in the traffic. Cleveland coaches told us David Bell was going to have more on his plate this week because of the injury to Cedric Tillman and because of what they thought coverage was going to be slanted to Amari Cooper. That time they tried to sneak him out on the backside of the play, but Houston had it pretty well diagnosed.
No Tillman, no Nick Chubb, obviously, out for the second game. No Pierce Strong, rookie, or second year running back driver. South Dakota State missing this one. 2nd and 4 now for Flacco.
Oh, little toss play. And Kareem Hunt's in. Let's go. Good answer. Kareem Hunt, 2 touchdowns.
We talked about the interior 3, right? The 2 guards. Let's throw some love at Ethan Posick, the center. Because on this play, it's almost like a draw play. Watch 55, get right out here and get the block on Cashman.
Good job by Posick.
He's leading the way. And again, if Kareem Hunt has a head of steam going north and south, you're not going to keep him out of the end zone. But the center, Ethan Posick, with the key block on the play.
Harris had that one final chance to keep him out, but Hunt, so strong, so big.
Okay.
Center of gravity is Patterson. Will make it 14-10. So after a couple of defensive stands on either side, we're getting some fireworks for the offenses. The shovel pass, and Hunt gets home here in Houston. Puts the team back.
Good job, Reem. Good job, Reem. Good job. 14-10. Good answer, offense. Good answer.
DraftKings, you make the playoffs even more exciting. Legendary NFL.
Good answer.
More. What do you think? You kidding me? Instantly? Even if I don't win a playoff game?
Yes, Jim. Even if you don't win a playoff game.
Playoffs? Playoffs? Instantly?
Instantly.
Are you kidding me? Who's calling these press conferences?
Turn a $5 bet into 200 instantly.
All right, now we got to get to CJ Stroud. We got to harass him now. We got to really get him under stress. We'll see. I don't know what the update is on Laramie Tunsil. Let me see if Cody got something on it. Laramie Tunsil walking off the field, potential injury. Going straight to the blue tent. No update on whether Tunsil is back out there yet for them. That's obviously going to be a big deal with them going against Myles Garrett. All right, man. Q with Kareem Hunt. Oh, Q with the Kareem Hunt prediction. Yeah, Kareem Hunt, he's the one guy in that running back room who's capable of making the kind of plays at that position that you need a running back to be able to make with all the injuries that the Browns have on the offensive line. Like, no disrespect to Jerome Ford. He's not necessarily at that point of his career. Kareem Hunt's the one guy who can do it. And I think he's going to be capable of giving you a couple games here and there. Oh, Christian says, hello from NRG, Go Browns. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you having me on while you're live in the stadium. That's love right there. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. I hope if that's his back, then I think Batonio's out for the game.
Super Bowl 58, the NFL's brightest stars will be recognized for the best plays and moments for the 2023 season. Tune in to NFL Honors February 8th at 9 p.m. Eastern on CBS and NFL Network. Of course, CJ Stroud hoping to win AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year. These two coaches, Kevin Stefanski, DeMeco Ryans, the two front runners for Coach of the Year as well.
Oh, no. Okay, he caught it.
Wale is going to feel it from inside the 15 and then gets leveled at the 22-yard line as we go down to captain.
But left tackle Laramie Tunsil, who missed 3 games this season with a left knee injury, got hurt. As we saw, that is the knee that the medical staff were focused on when he was down on the field. He's been in the medical tent for about 10 minutes. He is questionable to return to this game. And for the Browns guard, Joel Bitonio, we saw he was helped off the field. He was not putting much weight on that right knee. He's been on the injury report with an oblique and a knee this week. Didn't practice Tuesday, was limited on Wednesday. And he did have full participation on Thursday. We'll see if he comes back into this game, guys.
Charlie Heck, who's in here at right tackle, he had a tough game against the Browns a couple of weeks ago. He had 13 pressures.
Fan in left tackle. As this one goes to Brevin Jordan.
Oh my God.
And it shows off the speed. Ball to the middle. He's gone. Touchdown, Texans. 76 yards.
That shouldn't have gone for more than 6 yards. That shouldn't have gone for more than 6 yards.
Well, we see the speed of Brevin Jordan, but watch the patience, because he really sells this. Here he is. Watch him block for a full 2 count. 1,001, 1,002, then release. That's why there's no coverage there. He did a great job of being patient, setting up the tight end screen, and then did the rest with his speed and athleticism.
Jeez.
What an answer. I think we got a back and forth one here, but
This does not feel like playing football.
Game's got to slow down. Game's got to slow down. Browns got to slow down there. Browns got to slow the game down here. The play by Greg Newsome on the goal line will be a huge play by the end of this game. I hope so. But Browns got to slow this game down. It's going in Houston's pace right now. Got to slow this game down. Really got to slow the game down.
Super Cruise connected by OnStar. Only Super Cruise lets you drive hands-free.
Flacco has all day to throw so far, Q. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, Joe Bitonio being out stinks.
You get to the adventure energized. And it'll help drive you home.
Oh, yeah, something so. Roach, we're going beyond these. Roach.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Skyrizi. Things are looking up, I got symptom relief, control. My Crohn's means everything to me. Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi is the first IL-23 inhibitor that can deliver remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And the majority of people experience long-lasting remission at 1 year.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptom.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Yeah, they need to slow the pace of the game down. Next time that Houston gets the ball, they really need to slow them down. Just two, three big plays is all that Houston has had all game. Gotta just take a deep breath. You're letting some mental lapses happen here. Get back out there, play your normal defense, and shut them down, basically, right? Let that be the rally call.
beautiful call on the screen on first down, but even better execution. Watch Andrew Beck. His route is going to affect the safety. The play fake is going to hold the middle linebacker, and then the patience by Brevin Jordan to not show the screen was excellent. I mean, that is perfect execution against the #1 defense in the NFL.
Tight ends are not used to going that long of a distance. He immediately looked back and said, I need some oxygen. I need to get recuperated. And Cleveland will start this drive once again from the 25-yard line.
Here we are, Q. Here we are. We are here. Let's go. Sure, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Led them down the field the last 2 drives for touchdowns, and this Cleveland defense searching for answers. They've been so dominant all season, but they have.
Okay, they're giving a little speech out there on the defensive side of the ball.
The game when they played here on Christmas Eve, CJ Stroud was not under center or throwing the football. And they are a much different offensive football team with number 7.
Left guard Joe Antonio officially questionable with an ankle injury. We'll see if he can make his way back into the game. Flacco play action on first down, goes to the other side of the field. Dangerous throw. Njoku was hit as the ball was coming.
Yeah, that's about on time.
And he won't get it. Steven Nelson laid it.
I think he should have gotten the flag. I think the contact was early. In fact, I think if Nelson would have made a play on the ball, he might have gotten an interception because it hung up in the air.
Yeah, it's a little early. It's bang, bang.
And very easily could have been defensive pass interference.
It's bang, bang.
Flacco frustrated himself. So instead, 2nd down and 10. Play clock is dwindling down under 5. And Cleveland is going to have to take the timeout. That frustration from the no call boiled over. And the Browns will burn number 2.
All right, got to be smarter with your timeouts in the second half, man.
D'Amico Ryans about Joe Flacco and this offense. He knew what C.J. Stroud was capable of. He knew that he was going to give his team this belief that they could win. Kevin Stefanski knew that Stroud was going to be a different challenge. But D'Amico Ryans said the big key against Flacco is you can't allow those explosive plays. Now, I'm fine with them methodically driving the ball down the field. You have to force them into those shorter intermediate throws. Otherwise, they'll crush us the way they did last month.
Well, last month, they totally took away the running game of Cleveland. But it was those big throws down the field that did them in.
Joker was the motion man. 2nd down and 10. Flacco a good time. Which gets rid of it. And it is caught.
That was almost intercepted.
Right there. On him immediately for loss.
Now, good coverage downfield, forcing Flacco to go to his outlet. And Ford might have been better off letting that one hit the ground because it was a loss of yardage play with the catch.
See Ryans get pumped up, get a little Gatorade. Will Anderson told us he's basically still like a captain of this team right now.
Head coach, but also feels like a team captain with his energy in the locker room and on the practice field.
3rd and 14.
At 3rd and 14. I think they just do something safe here.
Feeling the pressure.
Yeah. All right, punt it. Withstand the run. Got to withstand the run.
3 and out finish from this Houston defense.
Well, Derek Barnett is going to beat the left tackle, Jerron Christian.
Yeah, good.
Great job of taking care of Will Anderson on the other side. Njoku got a great chip and knocked him down.
There was nothing there anyways.
And beat the left tackle. He's been a great addition coming over from Philadelphia as a backup.
Get a good punt here, man.
First round pick back in 2017, 14th overall by the Eagles. But Marquez on the punt. Good hang time. He does flip the field this time around. Came up to the tree to get it, but it does have some space to work with. And he turns that into a positive action.
All right, defense. Get back out here.
On the return, as we get set for a Houston offense taking on this stout Cleveland defense.
Miles Garrett, Hunter Association. Dalvin Tomlinson, Alabama. Jordan Elliott, Missouri. Zadarius Smith, Kentucky. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Notre Dame.
Sione Takitaki, BYU. Denzel Ward, the Ohio State University.
Martin Anderson, Mississippi State.
Anthony Bell,
West Florida.
Juan Thornhill, Virginia.
Ray Newsom II, Northwestern.
You see number 78.
All right, Laramie's back in. Big tackle there. There you go.
He loses to Owusu-Koramoah, the leading tackler for this Cleveland defense. Just laid the hit on Pierce.
He's a physical guy, and he just has a knack for making plays at or behind the line of scrimmage. Here he is here. Watch how quickly he diagnoses this. Nobody's able to pick him up, and it looked like the tight end Schultz was going to try.
The leading linebacker in TFLs got to keep going for that. Yes, sir.
Tackles for loss, sacks, and interceptions this year. His interceptions in his last 2 games played.
Good tackle. Good JOK on this set, man.
And guess what? Behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2.
That's another TFL from the TFL leader in all linebackers.
It looked like he was going to chip.
How did he come across field that fast?
Set up the screen, but Owusu Koromo was not having any of it. 2 outstanding plays in a row by that linebacker.
They've got 3rd and 13, but they're still in that range. Near midfield.
Gotta be smart here, though. If you're CJ Stroud, one thing he's done a great job of is taking care of the ball.
5 interceptions on the season. Stroud, deep drop.
Oh no. Oh God. Oh, he missed him. Thank goodness. All right. Who was that again? Oh, we gotta figure this out. We gotta figure this out. We gotta figure this out. Too many coverage busts in this first half. We gotta figure this out. Oh my God, did that almost cost you?
He had a shot for a walk-in touchdown right there.
This is what stood out to Joe Flacco when he watched CJ Stroud's tape.
It's gonna be a shorter punt.
They're not trying to make it easy on him. They're willing to take shots with their rookie.
All right, I'm gonna go pee.
Makes the 5 interceptions in his rookie season so impressive that time. A rare miss from number 7 if we're looking for a number 1 target. White.
Patrick's saying T-Mobile lets you upgrade as often as every year.
Take charge with the freedom to upgrade every year with Go 5G Net at T-Mobile.
Also, he's hungry.
I'm Jason, 2 J's Jennings. I'm a football legend.
You pled guilty to speeding and damage to city property. Recommending community service.
I thought I was getting like some Martha Stewart kind of treatment. I'm your new head coach. We got to master the fundamentals.
All right. Good stop by the defense there. Look, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And they were certainly lucky on that one. Oh my goodness. That pressure might have made him rush that pass. Maybe. I gotta look at it again. Felt like he had enough time to set himself. He just missed it. I think he just missed that one, to be honest with you. I think he just caught a break there if you're the Browns defense. Caught a huge break there. All right. Let's get back to it. Gotta get something here on off. Well, no, you don't gotta get something, but you wanna get something here.
That's the Olympic Games return from Paris on NBC and Peacock. Well, a lot has happened since Joe Flacco's last playoff start. Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt, Simone Biles have all competed. Chloe Kim, Shaun White winning gold medals in 2018, and of course Katie Ledecky in Tokyo, Nathan Chen, Beijing in 2022. It's been 9 years and 3 days between his last postseason start and today's second longest gap in NFL history. Doug Flutie did it with the Bills in '99. They lost in a wild card of the Dolphins in a hard-fought game.
I think he's going to try to find a way to get the ball to Amari Cooper. He's in the slot. He's only one target so far in the ball game today.
First down, instead
Good run.
Big hole up the middle across the 15-yard line before the pile converges. Christian Harris led the charge.
Ray Rag says 2 things from that drive. JOK looked like he knew he effed up on that TD drive, and Tunsil is jumping early, so early it's ridiculous. I haven't really noticed Tunsil jumping early. I think all tackles do it though. It's just one of those things they're allowed to do, I guess.
Three tight ends in for second down and 4. 4 carries for 11 yards so far today. Flacco on course. Contested and double.
Good job, David.
And David Njoku.
Good job, David.
That's what you see with Joe Flacco. He sees 2 safeties, so Cooper's kind of out. That turns his eyes to Njoku, and getting him the ball is a good thing because his yards after the catch are higher than any other tight end in pro football. There it is. He sees the 2 safeties, looking inside to my big tight end, letting him catch it and make yards to the catch. First down, Cleveland.
Kevin Stefanski drills into his quarterback's hands. Getting the ball to number 85. It's always a good throw.
Good chip by David Bell. And Flacco's going to scramble.
It's hit on the slide. Desmond King came in and just leveled Flacco. Gains 2.
That's illegal. That's illegal.
Going into a slide. The thing about King, though, is he didn't go with his helmet or shoulder. Almost hit him with his back.
Yeah.
He kind of flipped over the top of him.
That's illegal.
Second time we've seen Cleveland get Flacco out of the pocket by design.
I think if Flacco would have fumbled, they would have called it. But, like, since it didn't really affect anything.
Can they find a way to get the ball to Amari Cooper?
Right up down the 3. Action for Flacco. Lost it, sideline, incomplete, threw it out of bounds, but a flag did come in near the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be false start on us. It's got to be, right?
Set at the line of scrimmage because they knew the play clock was going down.
Here's from Clay Martin here. It's been somewhat low penalized game so far. If the broadcaster's jinx is real, I apologize to all of America. Illegal shift. Offense.
No.
And the legal shift is just that they weren't all set for a full second before the ball was snapped. People were moving. They weren't ready. Again, fighting again.
Not getting the play in on time.
D'Amico Ryan said getting off the field in your third down opportunities is what makes a good defense great. And he believes this has the makings of a fantastic defense in the
All right.
It's not a heavy blitz team, but on third down, they
Quarter look.
with their defensive linemen and pass
They're going to blitz. Good throw. That's going to be right at the line of. They're going to give that spot? That's a terrible spot.
He squeezed it and reeled it in, but it'll be 4th and short.
I just said they're not heavy blitz. They brought pressure this time. That means single coverage. And Nelson does a nice job. He can't make a play on the ball, but he can stop him short of the first down with a solid
Okay, it's a fine spot then.
But once again, the Houston defense does its job. We'll get it back to their sensational young quarterback, C.J. Stroud, with just under 6 minutes to play in this first half. Remember, Houston won the toss to third, so it will be Cleveland kicking the ball away to the Texans to start the second half. But Marquez just barely gets that one off as well. Special teams.
Boy, Bojo not having a good day at all.
It is short, just across the 30. So this drive will start deep in their own territory. Houston looking to extend their lead in 7.
Wow. This
All right. All right, let's keep playing defense. We knew the game was going to have to slow down at some point, right? And I think the game's chosen to slow down a little bit at this point. And again, the Browns needed this game to slow down just a little bit. It was going at way too fast a pace. No way they could have kept up. So game slowing down, need the defense to do its job and kind of lock in after a bad couple of plays there in the first quarter. And then slow the pace of the game down. And then hopefully you can get one good drop before half and try to take this lead or at least tie it. But they definitely needed to slow the pace of the game down.
fast and free drive up. Try fast and always free drive up at Target.
Now for just $1.99, enjoy the Sonic quarter-pound double cheeseburger. Because we value value just as much as we value tasty burgers, we decided to shrink the price of this melty fan favorite. In finance, they call that one heck.
Yeah, but that's all. That's all. Just play some good defense. Continue to get pressure. Hey, wasn't going to be easy.
And a refund advance loan, so I
I
got.
feel like I say this every week. People just think these wins are going to come easy.
Pretty huge. I don't think my guy offers that.
It's interest free. Oh, yeah, we gotta pick up some milk. Pretty clean.
You can get an interest-free refund advance loan up to $3,500 the day you file.
Listen up, Mets casualties en route.
You were here. Here. We're in this together.
Shut down every block between here and Met.
What's that? Chicago Wednesday on NBC and Peacock.
What a season it was for the Cleveland Browns defensively. They led the NFL in yards per game allowed, lowest by any team since the 2014 Legion of Boom Seahawks. All
right, man.
64.7 passing yards allowed per game, best in the NFL. At home, they were impenetrable, 13.9 points per game allowed. But away from their castle, so to speak, nearly 30 points per game allowed. That was tied for the worst in the NFL at Denver. So there's a clear dichotomy between the two. And right now, struggling a bit on the road. Have already allowed 181 through the year.
Good tackle. That could have been much worse.
Across the 35 down to the 37.
Now, the problem so far today for Jim Schwartz's defense is explosive plays. I mean, they've given up 6 pass plays and 1 run play that they're not accustomed to giving up. This blend of run and pass, just enough run to keep them honest. We've seen some screens. We've seen things that
they're trying to get us out of man.
This pass rush. So far, Bobby Slowick, the offensive coordinator, did a nice job of mixing things up.
It's a Singletary.
Miles. Miles overplayed his lane.
Move the sticks. Greg Newsome had to play catch-up.
A really nice jump cut. Watch, because Newsome is right here, and he's going to have a play on it. But he just kind of freezes him with that little jump cut, and he's able to get to the corner and get the first down.
Good block by Mitchie on the edge there. Really stellar finish to the season for Singletary, 3rd in rushing yards since week 9. That's when he took over for injured Damian Pierce as the starting running back for this team. Just had to get rid of it. Get into the hands of Collins. And things happen.
We are not playing well on the edge.
Well, we talked about the points of C.J. Stroud. When you run a bootleg, your eyes have to get around to this side of the field as quickly as possible. So watch the fake to Singletary. Now he's going to get his head and eyes around. There's JLK coming free.
They're taking advantage of Ron Harmon and Ronnie Hickman right now.
To turn the corner.
We asked Nico Collins what he felt like the biggest difference this year was for him. And he said his offseason preparation, he's taken up yoga and he's taken up Pilates to help with his core and groin strength. It's allowed him to move quicker laterally this season. Stroud off to the sideline. It's Xavier Hutchinson.
We got to slow them down, set them back. They need a penalty or something.
Just taking the outlet receiver on that one. A little pressure from Garrett. He kind of felt it in the pocket and didn't force it down the field.
And you didn't want to let C.J. Stroud get comfortable. You knew he was capable of this.
Houston looks for a double dip at the end of this half. They will get the football to start the 3rd quarter. Singletary in the second quarter.
Okay. There you go.
Same guy. I mean, he just has a knack for reading things right here in the middle. He's anticipating run. As soon as he reads the offensive lineman, he slips in behind the backfield. Too quick for anybody to cut him off. It's interesting. I talked to Jim Schwartz. He's gotten so much better during the course of the year. He said earlier in the year, if he would have a bad play or a missed assignment, he'd kind of go in the tank, and he wasn't able to shake it. And we had to kind of take him out of some games. Says he's got to put that behind it And in the last 5, 6, 7 weeks, he has played at a different level.
Another TFL sets up 3rd and 5 for Stroud.
Got him.
In the pocket, and as he throws a long ball.
They're not going to call that, right? There's no way they're calling roughing the passer. That's a bad one, man.
Who's starting at safety because Brent Delpit was still not available due to a groin injury with a penalty.
Maybe got a little bit of a grab on it.
What? What was that?
In the backfield by the Browns.
There's no shot that they're calling that. That is so ticky-tack.
But you can see him pull the jersey.
But they didn't call the one earlier?
And a big break for the Texans.
Keep the drive alive inside the 30. Handoff. Singletary. Burst through. Emerges. Singletary. 2-yard speed. First and goals. But a flag is down.
Gotta be a hold.
Texans walking back. And we'll hear it from Clay Martin.
Holding. Offense number 69. That's the right guard, Shaq Mason. He was blocking on Taki, the middle linebacker. He's going to try to get in here and get this block. And as Taki is trying to pursue Singletary, that's where the penalty occurred.
I mean, that's pretty ticky-tack, too.
Just enough. First penalty of the day for Houston. Up to the 2-minute warning here, 1st and 18. And they will take it to the 2.
All right, 2-minute warning.
First playoff game in Houston in 4 years.
That was a big hold, y'all.
Watching Super Wild Card Weekend, presented by Verizon.
That was a big
I was
hold.
on my regular route when I find this note. Bring rings to Beach Wedding.
FedEx presents Tall Tales of True Deliveries.
So I grabbed the rings and hustled down the beach.
Who has the rings?
All right. Well, you got a little bit of a bailout there because they caught a defensive pass interference that was just, I thought, not good. Got to make the adjustments at the half or we're done. You just got to play better. Got to tackle better, honestly. It's not even about adjustments, it's by execution. The adjustments are fine. Like what they're like, people are complaining that they're playing zone, but what they're trying to force them into zone by like having success on those end arounds and those toss sweep plays to force the Browns into some zone and throwing. That's just gamesmanship, right? That's just them playing the chess game on the Cleveland Browns. The kid can get touched. Let's go. Yeah, let's. If they get a sack here on this set, that would be big because that would knock them out of field goal range. Honestly, I'd be happy walking away here with just field goal, giving up a field goal or something like that. But yeah. Even Quincy is losing faith. You can hear it. Shut the fuck up. I'm so tired of people like projecting their own feelings onto me and then saying I feel these things that they're projecting onto me. Like, God damn, y'all are so weird with that sometimes.
Coming up, Toyota halftime. We'll look ahead to tonight's frigid game in Kansas City. And could there be another surprise head coach opening? Mike Florio with the latest. Noah, you.
All right,
let's play defense.
Beautiful temperatures here in Houston. Mike Tirico, Jason Garrett, Kaylee Hartone.
They got at 35.
Chilly tonight.
Still no Miles out there. I think this is
C.J. Stroud has 2 timeouts to work with, Cleveland with just 1. And D'Amico Ryan's looking to punch it in, get the football to start the second half.
I think they're going to try something long developing here.
At home in this wild card matchup.
Good job, JOK, just getting back there.
Singletary just barely escaped from Owusu Koromoa, but still loses 2 yards. He is having a fantastic day here in this matchup.
Well, he's anticipating, and then he's fast to the football. You see, they're trying to cut him off with a lineman, but he's just too fast. Coming into the game, 23 tackles for loss of yardage or no gain, which is the highest season total in the NFL since Luke Kuechly did it in 2018 with Carolina with 28 such tackles.
All right, Miles is back out there.
Today.
3 of them to be exact. Sets up a 2nd and 20.
Play action.
Stroud, good protection. Loads it up. Fires down 4. Excellent touch.
Greg Newsome getting cooked today, man. Greg Newsome is getting cooked today. That's the 3rd time. He's not holding up in the secondary at all. Defensive line did what they're supposed to do, played that well. Secondary just gets beat there. And that looks like a tight end on Greg Newsome.
And then watch the route. Schultz, he's going to run on this safety and break it to the post. This safety's going to get caught chasing Nico Collins.
Okay, that's not on Greg. That's on Juan. That's not on Greg. That's not on Greg. That's on Juan. Juan fucked that up. So, yeah, it's on Juan.
14-3 touchdown in the first half for C.J. Stroud. That already ties the rookie playoff record for a game.
When we talked to everybody, CJ included, said, you know what, we didn't play very well. Not to take anything away from Cleveland. We didn't execute well. We just need to execute better. So far, the offensive execution in the first half has been excellent for Houston. Watch him square.
Yeah, the safeties have just, look, man, both those safeties got cooked. Ronnie Hickman's having a rough one right now. Yeah, they gotta get Ronnie Hickman out of there. Yeah, they gotta get Hickman out of there.
Worry about the movement. That's when you start making mistakes. Yeah, we just got to go out there and play. They felt like last week the win and get in against Indianapolis was a good test run, a good help to get them set for this game, and they are in rhythm. They are very much feeling comfortable right now, up by 2 scores. So wild card weekend continues tonight as the Dolphins take on the Chiefs at 8 Eastern. The game will stream exclusively on Peacock, not on NBC, so be sure to scan the QR code and sign up now for just $5.99 per month, or for a limited time, get 1 year for only $29.99. Terms apply. Joel Batonio.
All right, need a quick one.
Signs of Cleveland, only 1 time out this year to burn those 2. It will come back to haunt you. Play action, Flacco rips it over the middle of the field. Big catch for Amari Cooper.
Get online, get online, get online.
They've had trouble finding openings for him. Only the 2nd target and the 2nd catch. Zone defense on that first down play. And Cooper does a nice job of finding the soft spot in that zone and getting the completion.
Looks at 19 yards. Flacco
Got time.
to the year. Sideline.
Oh, that's got to be a penalty. Are you serious right now?
Coverage from Stingley.
Gonna be one hell of a comeback. Hope so.
One thing to keep in mind here.
They're not gonna call that?
The normal Cleveland kicker not available, still out with a hamstring injury he suffered in the previous matchup with Houston.
That's crazy to me.
Patterson, this is his 3rd game.
That's crazy that they called the one earlier, but they're not gonna call that one.
First 2.
That's nuts. All right.
With safety again. Njoku might be the go-to guy here.
We can get the damn ball off.
Anderson cleans up. And a big loss for Cleveland. Well, really nice move by Grenard. Watch him just club and knock the hands of the right tackle off. Watch this move. Clubs the hands off. Hits the Flacco first. Anderson there to finish it off. And again, these 2 guys didn't even play. Grenard played the first 3 plays of the game and then was hurt. Anderson didn't
Yeah, let this run out.
They make a huge difference for this Houston defense.
Cleveland will let this go to the half. Houston,
All right.
feeling the energy. H-Town.
They got us in the first half, not gonna lie.
First time in 4 years, they've got the chance to see their Texans in playoff action, and they'll get the kickoff in the second half. Houston to receive. Coming up next, Toyota halftime. Here's Ahmed to tell you what's on tap.
Did you know what a first half there? Coming up, we got Patrick Mahomes, the defending champs, hosting the Dolphins. Tua making his playoff debut in frigid conditions. We'll look ahead to that one on Toyota next.
Game day dip in the oven? Just tell Siri. Remind me to check the food in 10 minutes.
It's time for the men's 100 meter final, and all eyes are on American.
Noah would be wearing legendary designer
Pierre Cardin. Wow, Emily, is it safe to run in this?
Yes, it has been tested. It is safe. Maybe not for the other runners.
Yeah, they're going at Hickman really hard right now. Hold on. Set a 13-minute timer. They're going at Hickman. Set a 13-minute timer.
13 minutes.
Okay.
Counting down.
So they're going at Hickman super hard right now. Like they are basically targeting him and these safeties. They don't think these safeties are good. Whenever they see Deron Harmon out there, they go after him. Whenever they see Ronnie Hickman, they go after him. This is why I thought it was important for this team to get Grant Delpit back, because you just don't want to be having like multiple backups in on the defensive side of the ball, especially when the quarterback is good. So they're going at Hickman right now. The Browns have to find an adjustment there to keep Hickman off the field a little bit more often, right? So maybe it's more DeAnthony Bell, less Ronnie Hickman, and a lot more Juan Thornhill. Maybe they got to figure that one out. But they can't have Ronnie Hickman play as many snaps as he has, because they're abusing him right now. I think that's been the big problem. The safeties are really getting taken advantage of right now. It looks like bad corner play on first glance, but then when I look at these plays again, I'm like, nah, this looks like the safeties are getting abused here. D are pretenders on the road. Where okay, let's relax. Let's relax, Sean. Let's relax. Let's relax. Like we weren't doing the whole, we proved them wrong about that against the Houston Texans on the road. Like, let's relax here. It's a bad first half for sure. CJ Stroud's a good quarterback though. So he's doing what he's doing. They still got to execute a little bit better than this. So let's relax a little bit. Okay. To those who said we wouldn't miss Grant Delpit, they were clearly wrong. Who said we wouldn't miss Grant Delpit? Yeah, okay, yeah, we're in hyperbole world right now. A lot of people are getting super hyperbolic. Yeah, no, the corners aren't really getting beat. They're passing things all to the safeties, and the safeties aren't reading them right. Like it's more or less the safeties not playing well. Because it's not like they're getting hit early in routes. It's not like these guys are getting beat like immediately off the line of scrimmage. That's safety stuff. The big plays is usually that's corner stuff. The big plays are usually on safeties, right? These are like, if they were consistently beating us on corners and ends and breakers and stuff like that, then I would get what you're saying. But yeah, he looked just like D'Amico Ryans, dog. He looked just like D'Amico Ryans, dog. That's nuts. You never see them in the same place at the same time, huh? But yeah, the Texans are taking advantage. They're playing some good football right now. They're playing some really good first half football, but it's a 10-point lead at the end of the day. If the Browns come out, play defense to start out the half and get that ball back, then it's only a 10-point lead. They've come back from 10 points before. Let's act like we haven't seen this team overcome some level of adversity. Let's not act brand new. Let's not let the moment, this is what I talked about in the morning video, right? Let's not let the moment control us because, or try to fight against the moment. Like, it is what it is. But we've seen this Browns team come back from 10. And we know it's going to be a good football game. Anybody who had dreams of the Browns walking in here and blowing out the Texans 34-0 or some shit like that, that was unrealistic to start. Texans are a really good football team, especially when 51-7 are on that team playing for them. And, you know, we played them last time we played them. It was without 51-7. Now they have them back. And now they're showing up being the team that won that division. So just got to play good football back. Offense has been playing well so far. Defense got to step it up a little bit more. You know, you probably need the defense to get a turnover or two to make up for what is a bad first half performance by them. So, you know, just show up a little bit there, relax a little bit, and we'll be all right. Mighty says, seems like they need to move the pocket, need more pressure up front. I feel like they've been getting pressure for the most part. It's just they're not able to take care of anything short right now. Like, they're just not tackling well. Like, the safeties just aren't playing well. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to go get some water and then use the restroom, and then I'll be right back, y'all. By the way, we got 1,300 people here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. But yeah, it's a lot of time left in this game, man. A lot of time left in this game. Only a 10-point lead. Browns have come back from worse against teams that we all think is better. So again, no need to go full send on the panic. Really isn't. Just take the game in. Understand we thought it was going to be a good game. Well, it's living up to that. They've been getting some pressure. It's just they've been able to get rid of the ball quickly too. Like, there's been a couple times where Miles is back there. Now, we're not really hitting him as much as we would want to. Again, you're going to need a better performance from this defense in the second half. There's no need to argue about what you think needs to perform better on it. Someone said the safeties need to play like JOK. If they could do that, they wouldn't be backups. I'll be right back.
Breakable Spirit Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL.
For the other trophies, let's go places.
Today takes you inside the game. Let's go. The biggest moments. Can I have a selfie, Mama Kelsey? The best teams. Every morning on Today.
All right, halftime in Houston. Texans lead 24-14 in control there. Speaking of in control, Travis Kelce making his way into the stadium. Miami and Kansas City coming up tonight exclusively on Peacock. And the tarp is coming up. It's an iceberg out here at Arrowhead. Get a cute roar to get yourself set. So the wind chill is going to be nearing -30. You can feel it out here by kickoff. How do you call a game in these conditions?
Well, Jack, we've got two coaches that love finesse, they love big plays, but this is not the night for it, Rodney. You got to be mentally tough, physically tough, and you got to pound the football.
Coach, the conditions out here are real. I mean, it's cold. I mean, this is the coldest game I've been associated with in 30 years.
All right. How much time we got left at halftime? Oh, the ding's back. Okay, the ding's back. About time. All right, the safeties are getting cooked downfield. Maybe the pressure they were getting was hiding them. But at some point, having backup players has to catch up with you. Also, the quality of quarterback they've been playing. It's not like they played Lamar Jackson without Grant Delpit. They played with Grant Delpit was in that game. They haven't really played a MVP caliber quarterback Not an MVP caliber, but a top level quarterback with those guys in. And right now, CJ's taking advantage of that, right? And you also have to add in that CJ has extra familiarity with Ronnie Hickman because he played against him in college all the time in practice. And right now, CJ's using that to his advantage. He's cooking them right now. Like, it just straight up is what it is. He's cooking them right now. So they need to get a little bit more pressure. I don't know how they go about doing it. It doesn't seem like they're able to get Miles free. Everywhere they put him, they've really struggled to get Miles free these last few weeks. So we'll see we'll see what Jim Schwartz cooks up here in the second half. But they're going to need it, and they're going to need it almost immediately to start this second half out, right? Like, this is not you could play around and mess around with type stuff. Just wasted a great half by JOK. It is what it is. You got to move on from it. Yeah, 4-quarter game. Right now, they got the first two. 14-24. We've come back from more. Browns have been in this spot before. We'll see how the Texans respond to being in this spot too. They seem very excited. So Browns got to show their experience right now, especially what they've been through all season. Someone said, stop blaming the safeties. It's Greg Newsome. It's definitely the safeties, dog. Like, I don't know. You just want to blame whoever you want to blame, but it's more on the safeties for real. But it is what it is. I'm not just saying it for no reason. But they're playing more zone because the Texans did a good job eating up the man coverage that they were getting early in the half. So that's just good execution by Houston. We thought that that's something they would struggle with. It wasn't. They got those two big plays early in the half because of man coverage. So they switched to zone to try to switch up the looks here. Hey, it's a chess game.
The energy is already building up.
All right, let's finish this.
Does your coverage need a replay? See if you could save with Progressive.
Welcome back to Super Wild Card Weekend, presented by Verizon. First game of this awesome slate this weekend in the NFL postseason. We take a look at the Buzz 24-14. Houston will get the kick to start the second half. Kareem Hunt, third Browns player ever with a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown in a postseason.
Since Leroy Kelly.
Meanwhile, Brevin Jordan had the explosive 76-yard touchdown, second longest by a tight end in postseason history. The great Hall of Famer
Landon says, why are our safeties playing so bad today?
The superlatives almost aren't enough. 236 passing yards.
He's not having a great game.
Record in the first half.
Playing against a good quarterback, too.
He ties the rookie postseason record. He throws one more. He will be all alone at the mountaintop. Joe Flacco will have to watch as the 22-year-old quarterback goes back to operate. Riley Patterson.
All right, big stop here by defense. Big stop.
In Houston.
Good Lord, he's kicking everything left.
What kind of answers they have defensively for the Browns?
It's set for the third quarter. Go down to Catherine's half.
Well, guys, D'Amico Ryans was absolutely fired up going into the half. He said CJ Stroud has been outstanding, just awesome.
Let's give Flacco credit for the first half. Yeah, he's playing well.
Continue to do our job. Don't give up those big explosive plays. And if we do, we have a huge opportunity to win this game. As for Kevin Stefanski, he told me his group just gave up too many of those big plays. He said this group has been down before in games, and I told the guys just focus on one play at a time. He said, I like our defense with a chance to defend here to start the half, guys.
Yeah, KT, I love what he said. He said, I wouldn't have wished all the injuries we've had on anybody, but I'm glad in some ways it's happened.
Big play, Miles. There you go.
Move all around, and we have certainly
Relax, guys. We've been here 30 more minutes. Yeah.
He feels just being battle tested coming out of their division as well. A division that has sent 3 teams to the postseason this year, with Pittsburgh getting in as well. So we'll see what this defense can come up with. It's been the backbone of their team all year long.
Well, they got a nice play from their leader, Myles Garrett, on that first down play against the run. Everybody thinks about Myles as a pass rusher, but did a really nice job defending the run on that play for no yardage.
Extra offensive lineman, the 2 tight ends on the end.
Pressure makes coverage better. What can the Browns do to increase pressure? Right now, they got to cover better.
Well, they continue to do what they've had success with.
I mean, right now, they got to cover better.
They did a nice job of isolating their targets against safeties or the slot corner and Newsom. They have not attacked Denzel Ward very much or Emerson. But they've done a nice job of working on the other defenders in that secondary for Cleveland.
There's Bobby Slowick, offensive coordinator in his first season, just 36 years old, a hot head coaching name right now for a number of those jobs. Better Otonari has been requested by several teams around the league. As Singletary gets an touch on the outside.
Good job.
To Slowick. He's an impressive young man. He's been a part, obviously, of that Shanahan coaching tree all the way back to Washington, that crazy staff with these outstanding head coaches now in the NFL, but it feels like he's next up.
Yeah, it does, and he's on that fast track. He really enjoyed talking to him. When he first went to Washington with Mike Shanahan, Mike put him on the defensive side of the ball. As a defensive quality control guy, he wanted to coach offense, and Mike Shanahan convinced him, hey, look, if you want to be a great offensive coach, get a significant understanding of defense first. So he spent several years on the defense, then he goes to San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan, and Kyle says, okay, now it's time to come back on the offensive side.
Stroud felt the pressure, just got rid of it. Hutchinson.
See what I mean? We're giving them free run in the flat all day. So even when you get an immediate pressure like that on CJ Stroud, I mean, like that pressure came as fast as it could come. There's somebody wide open in the flat here, and I just what's happening there? I don't know.
And he just flicks it out. He's not throwing. He's just giving his guys.
That's what's been happening. That's why I'm like, they're getting pressures and shit like that's been happening all game.
To avoid a loss of yardage situation.
Playoffs have nothing to do with in-season awards, so stop at
drive in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Only over 250 yards passing.
All right, 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3, you don't have to hold the ball as long as 3rd and
8.
Good tackle. Good tackle, JOK.
It's got hit immediately.
There it is. It's a big stop there.
Just such a smart player. Now watch him. He's just going to kind of sit in here and then read the route and picks up the crossing route on the backside. Emerson's gotten him in man-to-man, number 23. But JOK is just kind of playing underneath and reads the route and steps in for the nice play.
So Cameron Johnson will come back on. Prochet back to return. Nice stop, nice stand by this Cleveland defense to start the second half.
It's got to be a hold on JOK.
Contact on the line. The flag does come in.
Yeah.
This is a Prochet calls for the fair.
It's going to be either a re-kick.
It is a 43-yard boot as it stands.
I think Owusu
got held
on the play. He was rushing the punter. He wasn't really close to getting a block, but he got spun around. I think that's what the flag is going to be.
Extended discussion. See number 6 coming off the edge there, and
it's a hole.
He almost got bull rushed and had no choice.
Once we lock in, get them to them second reads, we'll be good. Got to play good defense on them.
Let's hear it. Oh, it's got 2 penalties.
On both sides, it's going to be a re-kick. Are they on both
See
sides?
what they eventually do.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Illegal formation by Cleveland for covering the center. Holding. Houston number 33. Cleveland has elected to replay fourth down at the previous spot.
So they'll likely re-kick it, and the Browns hoping they can get better field position than the 15-yard line.
Well, the Browns defense did exactly.
All right, 4th and 4.
Talked to KT about getting a defensive stop on the first possession. Joe Flacco had a good half, 15-19, 172 yards and a touchdown. They have had a hard time keeping up with this Houston Texans offense so far.
So they'll line up to re-kick it. Crochet has been dangerous, finding them seams, finding the holes. See if he can make his mark. And another whistle, more flags.
I'll start. Offense number 53. 5-yard penalty.
All right, let's calm the game down. There we go.
The last time these teams played on Christmas Eve, the Texans were penalized 10 times in the ballgame, 6 of them in the first half when Cleveland built a 22-7 lead. They had a season high of 11 penalties last week in the win in Indianapolis. Those are just kind of mental errors there, resulting in penalties.
More than anything, and what was a fast-track midfield in the first half was started at almost a standstill here in the second half. But another great punt. It'll be slightly better field position, but not by all that much. A nice job there.
Is that 20?
To flip the field.
All right, regular field position.
We'll come out for the first time in the third.
All right, good job by the defense, man. That's exactly what you needed the defense to do. That first set out there is just get a good stop. They were able to do that. Big play by JOK on that third down. That's exactly what they needed to do coming out of halftime, right? They couldn't let the Texans double dip. Keep that lead at 10 within range for this team. And hopefully that's what they're going to look like for the rest of this half. So should you be worried? It's the playoffs. You should always be worried in the playoffs. Yeah, you're not playing Texas State Southwestern in the first week of the NCAA season. You're playing the Houston Texans in a playoff game on the road. Like, there's always a reason to be worried. The playoffs aren't a stress-free environment, man. There's always going to be worry. There's always going to be fear. The games mean a ton. The stakes are high in these games. It is what it is, man. You're going to be worried. You're going to feel pressure. Yes. Like, that's part of it. This is not playing a 2-14 Cardinals team. This is not playing, this is high stakes football.
Two for the price of one. My first thought was block them.
A new season of The Voice, February 26th on NBC and Peacock.
NBC's Wild Card Playoff is brought to you by the new Hyundai Tucson. It's your journey. By Allstate, reminding you that football season is mayhem. By Royal Caribbean, come seek. And by Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Super Bowl 8 50-year anniversary race stadium about 2 miles away here from NRG Stadium. We'll get set just inside the 20. Joe Flacco and the Browns offense back to work. Play action again on first down.
Get up north.
To the outside for David Bell underneath. And they'll pick up a couple to the 20.
JOK looked super pissed. He didn't get all pro, playing out of his mind. He's just playing good. He's locked in. He's focused.
So Cleveland's defense with a nice showing on their first opportunity. Now we'll see what Houston's defense can do. They finished that first half incredibly strong with a couple of big third down stops and allowed for that lead to balloon a little bit to the 2 possessions. Cleveland hasn't run the ball a whole lot in this game yet. Let's see if they can get back to the ground here with 4. Instead, Flacco over the middle.
Here we go.
First down.
Rube Dog G says, do you feel like resting the starters hurt? No.
Seeing the middle open up again, such a big
No, you know what hurt you? Ronnie Hickman getting beat by it's not about last week. Please stop this. They scored on their first 2 possessions there's 2 of their first 3 possessions on offense. They weren't tight. Like it has nothing to do with resting the starters last week. Come on, man.
You're of Alabama, third
Come on.
round pick.
Appreciate the super chat, but come on, man.
2022 draft. Had a really nice season at that linebacker spot for this Houston defense. Gets up and walks off 100 tackles. A mainstay for them more than anything. Had the only sack of the game last week in the win in Indianapolis for the Houston D.
He made tremendous strides from last year to this year, just in every aspect of playing the linebacker position. All of his grades and evaluations went way up.
First set of downs now. Flacco under center.
Good run.
Good blocking. And
Good run. Good run.
And that's the kind of runs they need. Again, they have not been able to run quite as well as they had in the past, but they still have these guards. I mean, look at that block.
Look at them guards. You think 66 did a good job on that play.
2 guards at center are rated about as well as and as high as any at their positions throughout the league. They like to pull those guards. That time Teller led the way.
Had both touchdowns for Cleveland in the first half. He goes to the side. It'll be Ford on carry on 2nd and 4. And help set up 3rd and a short 3. And Will Anderson wrapped him up, bear hugged him, and didn't let him get any further.
All right, 3rd and 3.
The problem for the Browns offense in the first half was when they got 3rd and 6 or more. They were 2 for 2 on 3rd down with short yardage. But when it got to 6 or more, they were 0 for 4. So this is a short yardage 3rd down situation. You can run or throw. So a lot of options here for Kevin Stefanski and Joe Flacco.
They're going to toss it.
3 tight ends in. Hunt. The short down back. Cooper. Bottom of your screen. Play clock number 5. Play action. Flacco to the air. Gets rid of it.
Nice.
There.
Nice.
First down.
Here we go. Good job, Coop. Good throw, Flack.
Good job of selling the fake. He fakes that ball in there really well. Cooper again
Nice
finds a
little
soft spot between 2 defenders. Now there's a corner and a safety that are prepared to double him if the route is deep. He reads that. He sits right down on a curl route in between them. And Flacco sticks the football on him for the first down.
Picks up 15 yards. Cooper's been relatively quiet after the monster game a couple of weeks back in this building. 265 yards and virtually Cleveland win. Play action again. Flacco sets up the screen.
Get north.
Lets his blockers develop, but not a whole lot there. And a flag comes as well.
It's a hold. That looks like a hold. It's nothing but a hold there.
Ford's been relatively quiet himself.
Yeah, that's going to be a hold.
Impact player both on the ground and in the passing game. This one could be moving backward.
Offense number 55.
That's the center, Ethan Posick, called for the hold.
Yeah. Yeah, it's legitimate.
Jersey as the defender's trying to make
And then you extend it.
back inside
Yeah.
on 4. That's a tough ask for a big offensive lineman to get out there in space and make and hold a block without grabbing a little bit.
Christian Harris back in there for this Houston defense. First down on 20. Flacco dials it up.
All right, 2nd and 15.
It was back to David Bell and Desmond King right there to wrap him up.
It's about making 3rd down manageable.
Just get a little bit of that yardage back. Bernard kind of hobbling off the field. He was out on the 1st down play earlier. Came in to rush the pass on that play. Now a little gimpy getting to the sideline. Again, these ankle injuries, even if you're good enough to start the game, just one little funky tweak in the game can kind of set you back again.
The Lincoln Lions knew, they said, of course, anytime you've got an ankle injury, the kid was, it can bite you during the game. They said pain tolerance was going to be key for Bernard, and he was tough enough to make it happen and still have an high impact.
Good throw. 1st down. Great catch, David Bell, man. Great catch. That was big. Getting a 1st down there was huge. That's huge. Wow. Wow.
Flacco trusts that he's going to be there and then sits down. They catch the football for the 1st down. Good execution. And again, David Bell, Kevin Stefanski, Alex.
Great catch.
He's got a bigger role this week. We've got to get him to make some plays. That was a big one right there.
We're not back to the sideline. 1st down. Flacco.
Get rid of it. Fuck.
Steven Nelson takes it away. He's looking to go the other way. Nelson has a convoy down the sideline.
Yo. Damn, man. Just couldn't let that happen, man. Oh. Just let it die.
Couple great blocks. Cashman with a huge block. Stingley with the block at the end. And a pick 6 for Steven Nelson.
First pick 6 of the season for Houston. First touchdown regular season or postseason in the career of Steven. It goes for 82 yards. And the 15th interception of the year for this Houston defense has made this a 7.
Well, he's going to have to make up for that one. That was bad. There's nobody he can really blame on that one but himself. Like, that was a bad one. That was a really bad one by Joe. He's got to make up for it. That was a bad one. You got to come back. You score here on offense. Got to come back, though. Got to come back. That was a bad one, though. Not going to lie to you. That was bad. Yeah, he's... I don't know. He has the arm strength to get out of there. And there's been times where he's made that throw under duress and it's worked out for us. So I can't be too mad just simply because it didn't work out when we've been living and dying by that kind of stuff all season. But it's just not a good one. There wasn't really an opportunity there. He tried to get it out of bounds and just didn't make it. That's really what happened there, I think. Or maybe he was trying to make a play there and we've seen that work out, but yeah, just not this time. And that was a big one. Just get returned for that pick 6. And now you're down 17 on the road. I mean, now we're talking about a serious comeback here, right? 10 points, it's not really that notable of a comeback, but 17 is serious. So got to make a serious comeback here now. Can't blame it all on the defense either. Got to take care of the ball. I mean, you're in a position there to hold the game to at least 7. You can't have something like that happen, but make up for it on this drive and it'll be all right. All right, let's run it back.
Weekend presented by Verizon. Well, the game kicks off the playoff. The commissioner is in the building. Roger Goodell on hand to watch a game that's had a lot of fireworks, had a lot of highlights, and just had an 82-yard interception for a touchdown from Steven Nelson. He's got a good game so far. We knew that the turnover.
Damn, Joe, just take the damn sack. Yeah.
The most giveaways on the year.
I mean, like, to be fair to Joe, there's been times where I thought he should have taken the sack and he threw the ball and it worked out.
Derek Barnett watched the pressure, beating the right tackle. I think he might have been able to dump it off to Njoku after the chip. I don't think Joe Flacco was being greedy. I think he was trying to throw the football away. Just could not get enough onto it or step into the throw because of the pressure from Barnett. Now that's 9 interceptions.
This is where you can always count on Flacco doing the pick six at the worst time. SMH, I knew it was too good to be true. Hey, the game ain't over yet. Like, it's the playoffs. You don't concede defeat with time left on the clock. Like, we'll talk about what happens if the Browns lose if the game's over. But I'm not about to sit here and concede defeat.
2 decades ago, the last team to make the playoffs, lead the league in turnovers. But this is the aspect of having a veteran quarterback now. You make the mistake, you come right back on the field, you feel comfortable knowing that he's been down before, he's been behind in games, he's led comeback drives. It's an area that he's comfortable no matter what, even after a mistake. We'll see how Flacco does respond. Another dump down for Bell. He does make the adjustment, makes the catch, and he will push forward just shy of the first down. We're buying receptions already for Bell as Nelson makes the tackle.
I mean, he has played like this the entire time. I'm not surprised. Let's relax. Let's relax.
Playing from well behind. We've got the time left here for Flacco to operate. And it feels like they still have.
It's not making any definitive statements yet. Still got a game to play.
We've seen him go off with Rockford Center. Instead, they're going to run it with Kareem Hunt to the outside. He won't get there. Henderson, Cashley, and Harris all in the area. And a great tackle of bring down the running back. It's 4th down.
Well, we talked about C.J. Stroud not looking like a rookie on film. Neither does this guy.
Great play by Will Anderson. Well, it's a great play by 48 to shut down the C gap, and then Will Anderson does a good job just holding that his outside gap. Brown's going to go for it. Q, honestly, why does every turnover go for 6? It's irritating. Yeah, it's been a couple. And a couple near pick sixes.
They're on it. Flacco.
Oh, my God. All right.
To back pick sixes. Houston, you have no problem with this defense.
Joe. Joe. Let's try to finish strong, man. Try to finish strong.
Again, percentage of zone defense.
Try to finish strong. Late.
Eyes on the quarterback. Time to throw. And another pick six.
Fair on the extra point. Back-to-back scores from this Houston defense. First it was Nelson. Then it's Harris with another pick.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad, man. Well, now we're talking about something historic, right? Well, now it's what? 1724. I guess the Falcons lead was what, 28-3. So it's 25. I mean, it's been done before, but man, it's gonna take a hell of a lot going your way. And right now, it don't look like it's going that way. But still got to finish strong, play hard, and just let the cards fall where they fall. Let the cards fall where they fall. Now, I'm not about to concede defeat. I don't care if the score is 50-14. Until the game is over, I'm not about to be like it's over. Like, there's still a chance. It's the playoffs. Where was the face mask? I didn't see a face mask. I'm going to be honest with you, Mighty. I didn't see a face mask. I have to look at the play again. But I did not see a face mask. I saw a late ball that was kind of not. It just was a bad decision. Bad decision. That's what I saw there. Be honest with you. Whew. Yeah. I mean, you talk about the tone of the game. You get a good stop there by the defense to start the half, like a huge stop. And then you start driving as an offense, and you're at the 30-yard line. And then 2 plays later, you go from potentially bringing this game at least within 7, maybe even within 3. And now you're down 24 points. I mean, like, that's on Flacco, man. Like, both those interceptions aren't good. I mean, the first one is what it is. Like, there are better decisions that could have been made than the decision that he made, for sure. But I understand how it happened, right? So, okay, I guess. That last one was just bad, man. Like, it was just bad. Like a 4th and 2 interception, pick 6. That's just bad, man. Jada Man says, I wish we played the Jags so what we can get a fake first round win and go into Baltimore and play like this. Like, if they don't play better than this, then it didn't matter who we were going to play in the first round. They got to play better than this. They got to play better than this.
Now, D'Amico Ryans, Will Henderson, this blend of youth and experience. And they had just seen a complete turn in this game. It was already
They missed the face mask on Kareem.
to back pick 6s.
Yeah, it's been the thing that has been the only negative on his resume since he started playing this year. This one, I think he was trying to throw away, couldn't get enough on it. And then this one on 4th down, he just kind of telegraphed where he was going with the football. And Christian Harris made the play. And somewhere, Nick Saban's watching this and smiling because 2 of his stars, Will Anderson Jr. and Christian Harris, have made some big-time plays.
Flacco, forward. Got to get past Cashman, and he does.
Deshaun is our starting quarterback. At least we could. All right, we're not about to start Deshaun wars right now. Like, that was never in question. It was only a talking point on sports talk radio. It was never in question. So nothing got proven today.
Flacco's going to have to do a good job with his eyes of moving defenders.
Flacco again. This time to Joe for his hands.
And here's what Houston's going to say right now. Look, we've got a 24-point lead. We are not going to get beat over the top of the defense.
And they're giving us everything underneath.
We will concede some underneath throws. That time it was open, but Njoku dropped the football, and it's 3rd and long again for the Browns.
Handled on the 4th down. One thing to turn over on downs. The other one to throw a pick 6. Now, still only down 3 scores in the 20.
Give the Texans credit. Highly motivated.
Got to get this first down here. Flacco.
There you go. Got it. I don't even think the Browns came out flat. Browns came out strong. We said after the first few drives that the Browns were playing well, that the Texans were playing well. Right now, the Texans are just being better than us right now.
Njoku has an outlet on the other side.
They're making more plays.
Safety, the coverage went that way, and he had a hole to throw to on the backside.
That's been more of the same for the first time. Pro Bowler Njoku, another catch here. As he's nearing another 100-yard game and picks up a couple before King puts him down.
I watched the New York Jet film, and it was like a track meet. Every time he got the ball, he was running in wide open space. He hasn't had as much open green space today other than the line. But still a reliable target.
2nd and 7. Flacco on course, low, and dropped.
Ray Rag says, Q, you need to figure out how many points the offense is giving up to the other team with pick 6s and interceptions, having given without the ball. It's a lot.
Had to reach down, and as he was trying to pull it into his body, he got hit by Nelson and just couldn't catch the football. If the ball's higher, he can cradle
Who the hell is his backup?
the completion.
James Hudson, who is in there at right tackle after a bevy of injuries.
We got Watson in.
Leroy Watson. Comes in his first year after some practice squad time. out of UTSA, who's going to have to check in.
Again, already down their top 3 tackles.
Does this mean Kevin isn't coach of the year now? Does it fucking matter? I mean, the voting on that award is for the regular season, so.
7.
But I believe you have to have your vote turned in by now. They just announce it at the NFL Honor. Good catch.
Goes up high, and Harrison Bryant moves the sticks. Well, this is a great throw because this is a whiff by the new right tackle. I mean, there is immediate pressure, and there's pressure inside, and Flacco stands in there and delivers a big-time throw on 3rd down.
It was Malik Collins who came in and laid the boom on Flacco. Bryant and the Njoku, the 2 leads.
4 pick sixes, a fumble. Hold on. A fumble 6, 1 return touchdown, 2 safeties, and 2 more pick sixes today. 214 total points on offensive turnovers this year. Is that real? No way, it's 214.
Today.
Well, again, the more you make them run plays and the more you make him throw the
Let's be 21 or 24.
he throws one to us, and he's done that twice so far in the ballgame.
Deep drop, deep shot down the middle, and we're picked again, this time in the direction of Jalen Petrie. Incomplete, sets up 3rd down.
Petrie was in really good position in coverage on the Njoku, just couldn't bring the football in.
It's not great.
I think you're 2 down territory again now to Cleveland. So if you don't get it all on this play, at least get a completion here.
Kevin Stefanski calls the offense for this team as the head coach. Exceeding dials up on 3rd and 6. Flacco fading away.
Good coverage by Stingley.
Stingley put it in the direction of Bryant, and now it's 4th and 6.
This was not on Kevin or Schwartz. This is bad execution of the players. They looked slow and lazy. Came in here thinking it would be easy.
He just comes over the shoulder and makes a beautiful play on the football.
No, I think you just had 2 pick sixes in a row, dog. Like, I don't think we got to dig deep and find all of these other blame. You threw 2 pick sixes in a row. That's going to hurt your chances of winning the game.
After missing a portion with injury. Makes it 4th down and 6. Cleveland 0 for 1 on 4th down. It resulted in a pick 6 in the last drive. Play clock down to 3.
Looks like Njoku would be open.
Flacco looking to get away. Meanwhile, Christian Harris, the pick 6 on the last drive, and the turnover on downs and a sack here.
Yeah, Flacco looks 38 right
Somehow
now.
mistake. It looks like the right guard, Wyatt Teller, got a little confused because Harris came inside for the big 6.
They're kicking our ass right now. Like, that's for sure. And it's mainly like CJ's done his thing for sure. And he's had his moments, but we were keeping up when CJ was the one killing this. Right now, it's their defense that's killing this. Joe Flacco, 2 pick sixes. And then he gets turnover on downs there, which is going to be at the 50. So that's going to give their offense good field position. Hey, man, you throw 2 pick sixes in a row, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be uphill battle. Like, I know people want to blame, we came out flat or this, and we didn't come out flat. Like, the game was really close at the beginning of this. We didn't come out flat. This happened in the second half of the game. You throw 2 pick sixes. I mean, you don't got to really look that deep for what the blame is, for why the score is what it is. We were on our way, had a chance to be down 7, potentially 3, 2 pick sixes, down 24. I don't understand why people are searching and trying so hard to figure it out. And that's not to say like, Joe Flacco, he's terrible, screw him or anything like that. But it is the facts. The fact is that the 2 pick sixes are why you are losing this game right now. Nothing else. It's literally the 2 pick sixes. And those 2 pick sixes are on Flacco. Like, he made bad choices both times that directly resulted in pick sixes. It is what it is. He's played well this season. This is not one of his best quarters of football. And that's unfortunate that it came right now. But yeah, I think a lot of people are searching hard for reasons on why this happened. The reason's right in front of your face. You threw 2 pick sixes. That's the reason. The defense ain't got nothing. The defense did its job to start the game, to start the half. Like, yeah, did the defense do great? But it was a 10-point game when the defense was fucking up. It's a 24-point game because of 2 pick sixes. Like, it's not that hard. The game was still manageable.
That Houston's offense is back on the field since the first drive of the quarter. Yet they've scored 14 more points thanks to their defense. We'll see if they can run some clock. Singletary only 9 carries so far. Team's 5-0 when he has at least 15 carries this year. The Sharks go back to the over the middle, and Collins has a first down.
Nice quick throw, good solid protection, knowing that ball's coming out quick. And again, the accuracy. And as we look at the numbers that C.J. Stroud has put up, not just today, but all season, and you made the point earlier, this is not an offense or an offensive scheme where they try to protect the young quarterback. It's aggressive. It's throw the ball downfield. It's attack. And he has just played like a seasoned veteran in this offensive system.
He has become a great leader as well, just 22 years old. Doesn't turn 23 until October. And Singletary's dragged across the 35-yard line.
Now, people ask, would this stage be too big for C.J. Stroud? I didn't think so, because the biggest stages he played on as a collegiate player, the Rose Bowl against Utah without his 2 best receivers, Olave and Garrett Wilson, who opted out. Huge numbers, 573 and 6 touchdowns. Then against the best team in college football a year ago, the Georgia Bulldogs, 348 yards and 4 touchdowns. And if Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't get hurt in that game, Ohio State has a great chance of winning. He has played well, and his biggest games on the biggest stage.
He's run these MVP chants that he's now getting from his
Big tackle by Bell there.
Singletary up the middle, stymied there. That'll wind this clock all the way down in the third quarter. So Houston puts up 14 more, but it's all courtesy of the defense. 2 pick sixes, a couple of big sacks, and it's all Texans. You're watching Super Wild Card Weekend, presented by Verizon.
If Flacco didn't throw the first pick 6, we're down 7 or 3, a whole different ball game because the D started to play better. Yeah, it's a whole different game at that point. I mean, you still got a game in front of you. You can see if a miracle can happen here. It's always a chance. But yeah, man, 2 back-to-back pick sixes. Like, that's going to be the story of the game. Like, I know people want to blame it on other things because we like Joe Flacco, but hey, man, you got to blame him when it's obviously his fault. Like, you just got to blame him. Like, it's obviously his fault. I just know this game is going to change the narrative around the season when it shouldn't. No, because it's not like people like, this isn't a Browns team that came in as the 1 seed and lost. Like, this is the Browns team that was playing a road playoff game. I don't think this one matters. Like, as far as like the narrative around the season, like, it's going to still be seen as a team that won 11 games with 4 different starting quarterbacks. This is why you don't rest starters. This has nothing to do with the starters resting. This has nothing to... This shit happened in the second half of the game, SG. What are you talking about? Like, what does Joe Flacco threw 2 pick sixes in this game because the starters rested in the first half in the last game of the season? Do you really think that's why that happened? You think that's why that happened? You think that's why Joe Flacco threw 2 pick sixes back to back? Please. Blame your belief in a 50-year-old quarterback. Hey, man. Still got a game to play. Again, we don't have to search hard for blame right now. Like, Joe Flacco threw 2 pick sixes. Sometimes players you like don't play well, and that's it. Or sometimes players you like play well for the most part, but make 2 mistakes that can't be made back or that are just really big. Don't argue with the chat. What do you want me to just ignore the fucking chat? Like, not interact in a live stream? All right, man. Like I'm just saying, Joe Flacco threw 2 pick sixes. Like if you're asking why the game is the game right now, you threw 2 pick sixes. Like anybody outside of Cleveland can obviously see what the problem was. It's okay. He's played well outside of this, but that's obviously what happened. Defense was settled. Feels like the start of the season. Yeah.
They think working on Newsom in the slot is the best. So it's Robert Woods.
Rob just getting a free run. Screen would be shaking if there was a Browns on Madden. Yeah, we got no momentum right now.
It's tight man coverage.
You throw 2 pick sixes, you can throw momentum out the door.
CJ Stroud, who's the youngest player to lead the league in touchdown interception ratio. It just shows you how long it's been. Since 1946, Paul Guarnelli for the Boston Yanks. It's been so long, the last time someone did it, he played for the Boston Yanks.
I appreciate you, Q. No matter what happens, you make my Browns experience better. Thank you, man. Let's hope we finish strong. Definitely.
74 yards, 3 touchdown throw interceptions. And this is as telling as it comes. The only quarterback to lead the NFL in passing yards per game and pass touchdown to interception ratio in a single season.
Jesus.
Who won the MVP and won the Super Bowl in '89 with one of the greatest offenses ever with San Francisco. And Tom Brady in a
CJ, they are putting you up next.
Perfect up to the Super Bowl before losing the Giants. That's the company he's in.
Verified air, that's for sure.
Jack Dawn with the Fitty bomb. This game is entirely on coaching on the both sides. Our offense went from top 5 in explosive plays to dumping it off to Anthony Bell for 5 yards. They just scored a touchdown. Yeah, this one's getting rough. I don't know how you blame this one on coaching right now. Like it's kind of an overall L. They're losing by 30 fucking points right now. Like there's not one blame for it, but there are multiple things, right? We don't got to give it to one thing. But there's a pie, right? The defense did not come out and play their best game in the first half. You were down 10 to start halftime. Okay, that's not good, but you can recover from that. 2 back-to-back pick sixes by your quarterback. I mean, that stinks. And then, your defense just gave up another play right here. Oh, then at least they forced nope, he made it. So D sold first half, Flacco sold second. What a letdown. Good season for the team. You're nuts, dude. Clearly, the team looks different. I think you just want the team to look different because you want to be right about resting the starters. Like, that's it. That's the only reason you think that, SG. You just want to be right about resting the starters. They came out playing well. Like, again, everything that this game got out of hand in the third quarter. I don't know how you blame that on resting the starters. That's ridiculous.
When we first set out to make the skies blue, Saul said, so we did. And we continued to lower emissions on the road to zero. Why stop there?
Let's be honest, Houston's a really damn good team and will be for a while. Yeah, I mean, Houston's a really good team and they took advantage of some opportunities and you threw 2 pick sixes. And then they capitalized on offense once they got those 2 pick sixes. They've gotten 21 points in 3 possessions, and one of them's been offensive. You compare Dojo Def Jam Ensemble to the 2000 Raven one? Oh, okay. I guess Chris is a Raven fan. Regardless if the Browns win or lose this game, the biggest losers are still the Panthers. Yeah, no, not the Panthers. Did the Panthers trade with them? No, not the Panthers. The Cardinals traded with the Texans. I feel like the 3 major American sports should release in-season rewards before the first playoff game. Might get Ray Rags. For anybody worried about the in-season awards for whatever reason, those votes are already submitted. Like the votes are in. They just don't announce who won until the NFL honors. But the votes are they've been cast and made already. So like this is 100% not affecting anything. Like what's their plan for the offseason video wise? Same thing as it's always been. Content every day, probably multiple videos every day. We still gonna be rolling on this content grind.
From there. Flacco back out on the field with this Browns offense. They will hand it off on a first down to Jerome Ford, and he'll pick up a couple of yards. This was a fantastic story. It doesn't take anything away from what Joe Flacco did.
Appreciate Super Chat.
Season. He was exactly the jolt in the arm this team needed. Deshaun Watson lost for the year. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who they drafted to be the backup, came in. He eventually goes down, and Flacco.
All right, finish strong, man. Finish strong. Get some points up.
Really changes the trajectory of what this year was going to look like for the Browns.
Yeah, and they had to lean on him hard because they could not run the football with the same effectiveness that they were used to in years past with Nick Chubb and their full complement.
Cleveland fans deserve so much better. That's all. We don't deserve like.
He did a remarkable job.
Going up the middle across the 30.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Having his kids be at an age where they could see him be the man again. Because when he was the man in Baltimore, and when he was winning a Super Bowl and doing everything, becoming the all-time leader passing there with that franchise, they weren't really old enough yet to understand and comprehend what was happening. So for him, he said he didn't know if he was going to get the opportunity to be the guaranteed starter, be the guy.
Yeah.
And for that to actually happen and come true, come to fruition, has been a dream come true in many respects. And he loves that they've gotten a chance to see him do his thing at the highest level, leading the team to the playoffs. Third down and 4 now for Flacco. Runs it in, and he's going to run for the first down. Flacco picks it up with his legs and keeps the drive alive here in the fourth.
Dude spent $50 to not have a clue.
Not now in the game. The only touchdowns of the day for this Cleveland offense. They scored twice. The Houston defense has scored twice. And that C.J. Stroud and company have done the rest.
I think the biggest story for this Houston defense, I mean, obviously the 2 pick sixes are huge, but their ability to, for the second time against this Browns offense, completely stuff.
That's my point on coaching again. Kevin switched from a golden formula. He didn't switch from a golden formula. Joe Flacco threw 2 pick sixes. It was the same place that they've been calling. Jim didn't have his. It's not any of that bullshit, y'all. Jack, you blaming it on bullshit. Like, we blaming this on bullshit. Joe Flacco threw 2 pick sixes. We missed like 3 tackles that turned into 3 big plays. That's what happened. We didn't change the defensive scheme in this game. It's been the same stuff we've been running all season. It's just we didn't make the plays, or we had plays made on us, or we weren't playing good football. Poor execution. This is not a complicated loss to figure out at this moment. With 15 minutes left, you down 30. This ain't complicated to figure out why you're in this position. At the end of the day, injuries have caught up with us. 3rd and 4th string tackles, 4th string quarterback, and backup safeties. Yeah. Look like the war of attrition came and got us. You know, we look like a team that was injured but finished 11-5 right now. That's what we look like. We overcame a lot this year. I think it eventually caught up to us. Can't wait for next season. Absolutely.
couple of nice class plays in the early part of the game. But for the most part, they have kept Amari Cooper totally in check. 4 targets, 3 catches, only 49 yards. Njoku is the big receiver, 7 catches, 93 yards.
Raven fan, but love your content. This is a good Browns team this year. Hey, man, it's unfortunate. See if we can put up some points, make it interesting. Oh, we ain't got it.
Houston will take back over with 9:22 to play here at NRG Stadium. Texans can do no wrong in this wild card matchup, the 4-5.
Made it to the playoffs with damn near a backup team. We will be okay. Yeah. Texans have been extreme today. Way too early for 2024 predictions. Deshaun Watson is QB1. Browns go 8-9. Flacco goes back on the sofa. Dog, like how fucking miserable are you, Michael? Jesus Christ. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? This team goes 11-5 with 4 different quarterbacks. You think they're going to be healthy next year and you're going to predict 8-9. You're just miserable, dog. Like, dog, just stop. Just stop. You think we could take take off Flacco's pads and give him the 4? You think they would notice, or is it too late? It is what it is. I mean, Deshaun, obviously he's not playing. He's still hurt. Rough way to go out, but this was incredibly enjoyable season. Much to build on going forward. Appreciate your work, Q. No problem, man. No problem. They put in a backup on it. Nah, it's rough. That's rough.
For Damian Pierce, he gets back to line of scrimmage, maybe gains a yard. Todd, you know something about playing in the cold weather in Kansas City, don't you?
Yeah, the weather can be kind of extreme there at times. I remember this one very well. Blizzard-like conditions, and I'll tell you one thing, it was a whole lot warmer actually being out there playing than it was standing on the sideline watching. Sure. Stephon Page with a big game. The Broncos were already going to playoffs. We were not. And it was a fun game to be a part of, but there weren't very many people there because of that weather.
It was minus 19 wind chill. Yeah. Do you still wake?
People were living and dying with the Flacco for Flacco. They won't blame him. It's not about blaming Joe Flacco. It's just like, hey, if you're asking me what happened in the game that took it out of whack, it's the 2 back-to-back pick sixes. Now, if you're telling me, am I going to sit here like, oh man, Flacco cost you a Super Bowl run or what? No, I'm not going to do that, because what you got out of Joe Flacco even before this was much more than you could expect out of Joe Flacco. But we were running on magic at the quarterback position, and the magic ran out. It is what it is. Expected to win and play like it. Yeah, the Texans came out and played well, man. I think they're a lot better than a lot of people gave them credit for, especially in the city of Cleveland. Proud of my dogs. Come home healthy. Yeah, let's get healthy next year. See what we can do. Thank you for the $10 super chat, John. Wow, we're back to firing Stefanski.
Absolutely.
That's ridiculous, man.
Tell them I'm 22. I got plenty of time. Houston will take the delay of game with 7:04 to play. Give themselves a little bit more room on this punt from Cameron Johnston.
My guess is he wouldn't have too much trouble finding a date here in the city of Houston.
I agree.
To go to the quarterback dinner. What is it, the fourth most populous state in the union?
Populous city, I believe.
For my son Jordan and I, thank you for the commentation on the Browns this year. Just making it to the playoffs is an incredible feat. Keep it up, Q. Absolutely.
Tip, will let it bounce into the end zone. They were there, just could not quite keep it out of the goal line. Houston in complete control at home.
Hey, how's it going? What's with the sandwich names? Oh, they're just.
Thanks for the great season of content, Q. Sucks to see it end this way, but appreciate you, brother. Absolutely. I appreciate all the love that's coming in via the super chats, by the way. All the love that's coming in. Yeah, man. Like, at the end of the day, look, is this a very disappointing way to end this run? Do we think that this team was capable of finishing the season much stronger than this? Absolutely. We all felt like the team was capable of it in week 18. But if we go back to week 12 and I told you this is how the season would end, we also wouldn't be that upset with it. So, you know, we just got to look at things through the long-term lens. Right now, you know, you have a team that did not have consistent quarterback play all season, was still able to achieve an 11-6 record. You look next year to hopefully get some consistency at the quarterback position. You hope that Deshaun lives up to that contract even just a little bit so you can live up, so you can have that consistency at QB. Diddy says, salute Q. Y'all did better than I expected. Absolutely, especially with all the injuries, you know. This is nothing to be that sad about. You know, it would be sadder if they did this in the regular season and didn't accomplish making it to the playoffs. It would be sadder if they melted down and didn't make it to 11-5. So yeah, is this great? No. You would love for this to be a competitive game, but it's not right now. But still, you made it to the playoffs, which is much more than what 18 other teams can't say that about it. And I bet 18 other teams and they have 26% of their salary cap. Jake Dam says, say it's bullshit in the moment. All the talking heads in Cleveland would be saying Kev abandoned the formula all week. Jack, I just don't agree with you at all, man. I don't think they abandoned the formula. I think Joe Flacco threw 2 pick sixes. Like, that's what happened. Joe Flacco threw 2 pick sixes. And again, it's not that we should be mad at Joe Flacco for throwing the 2 pick sixes. Like, at some point, we were expecting a bit much out of him. Like expecting him to relive what happened 10 years ago. But, you know, he threw 2 pick sixes. That's what happened in this game. It's really not that hard to figure out. Even though the season ends like this, I'm happy for the fight that the team put up all season and can't wait till next season. Great season, Q. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. You know, we expect this team to be really good next year. Get that consistency at the quarterback position. Hopefully they don't have to be all world on defense in order to make it to where they want to make it to. But hey, man, you look like a team that's starting quarterback is hurt right now. That's what you look like in this game. And that team right there, the Texans, they have a guy at that quarterback position, and it made a difference. Jada Man says, still proud of this team even after this game. Absolutely, absolutely. Tons of things to be proud about this team for. And they're going to reload and get even better in the offseason for sure. They're going to reload and get even better. Just hope that they can have better injury luck next season, really having something here. Yeah, absolutely. Good run here by Kareem.
Rush of the day for Cleveland.
Let's take a look at our next gen stats powered by AWS. It's the pressure on Joe Flacco. D'Amico Ryan said, we've got to hit the quarterback more. We've got to make him more uncomfortable. He had a clean pocket the last time we played, and he ripped us to shreds. Today, they got there. They had 3 sacks. They had 2 pick sixes, and they just made life much more miserable for Joe Flacco than they did a few weeks ago.
And again, no time to throw or set up a screen there.
If the Ravens lose, no talk on resting starters. SG, I'm never going to agree with you about resting starters. I think your take is fundamentally stupid. You're never going to change my mind on that because what you're saying is unfounded. 3 teams have won the Super Bowl and rested their starters in the last 10 years. Unless something happens that changes that fact, then kind of just shut the fuck up about resting the starters. Nobody cares about that right now, by the way. Appreciate Alpha for becoming a member.
But nowhere to go.
I think not being able to run the ball was ultimately our downfall. You can't be one-dimensional in the playoffs because the defenses. I mean, our downfall has been what our downfall has been all season. Turnovers, right? Like, that's what the downfall ultimately was. Pick sixes don't feel like turnovers because you get the raw ball right back, but it was turnovers. What killed you in this game? Turnovers. That's what it was. We just could not limit the turnovers.
Every single day, and I think that consistency has been enabled them or helped them to be able to overcome all the obstacles and adversity that they had this year.
Oh, what a throw and catch. David Bell coming back to the ball. Cleveland will stay out there. Final 5 minutes here. CJ Stroud is 5 minutes away from becoming the youngest starting quarterback to win a playoff game. You see, he's got that number 7. Well, the guy he's going to pass is Michael Vick, one of the famous number 7s, and that was C.J. Stroud's hero.
This guy.
Somebody who he's actually communicated a lot with since getting into the league. And
Chosen says, appreciate the grind this year, Q. You really came into your own. I appreciate the relentless pursuit of great content, constant uploading. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, Chosen. Throws that swing.
Michael Vick's main piece of advice to C.J. Stroud was, promise me you will always just be who you are. Don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to conform to what other people think you should be. Just be the person that I know you are. And the other thing I found fascinating was what D'Amico Ryans told us about when he signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. The first person to reach out to him.
Despite the bad end, they still pulled out what most people thought was pretty impossible with all the injuries. I'm still excited for next year. Absolutely. Look, people are going to come down from this. They're going to be mad for like 2-3 days afterwards, but people will come down from it and be like, okay, we know what we accomplished.
Nice throw right there on the slant, inside slant to Cooper. He's got swagger. He's got a little bit of a chip on the shoulder, but he is a genuinely nice guy. And there's a humility about him as well. And that's why I think the first day he walked into the locker room, he won that locker room over. And so
all I need is Greg Newsom to say the Nah, he not got to do that.
It's ride or die with a guy like that, you know?
Yeah, Miles didn't have a good game in this one. I think that's going to be open for criticism for him, right? He didn't really show up in this game. I mean, it felt like there were moments where he was about to show up, but then the 2 pick sixes happened. But yeah, man, for the first half of this game, basically, he wasn't really a huge factor in it, which is not what we expect out of him. My guy Dylan with a $50 Canadian super chat says, thanks for the season, Q. You're the best Browns reporter commentator in the game. Enjoy watching games all season. Sucks to lose this way, but a lot to be excited and proud about here. Love. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Dolphins and Chiefs.
It's a good time to announce, too, since it does not feel like the Browns are going to be playing in the Super Bowl this year. Fog Raw says Browns need a replacement for Ford in either the draft or free agency. Well, speaking of the draft, it's a good time to announce that I will be making the trip to Mobile, Alabama as a credentialed member of the media for Senior Bowl week, which means I'm going to give you guys upfront and personal live coverage of the Senior Bowl this year. I'll have more details on that as the day goes on, as the weeks come near for Senior Bowl week. But if you're excited about draft content, if you're excited about some of the Senior Bowl stuff, just know I will be there in Mobile, Alabama, reporting live. Well, not live. I don't know if I'm gonna be live, but reporting from the Senior Bowl, giving you a close eye look on those prospects for the Cleveland Browns, because we know they love them Senior Bowl prospects. So I'll be down there. So that's going to be some great stuff that you're going to see in a couple weeks as well. Q, you always talk me off the ledge. Now I need you more than ever. Appreciate the content all year, Q. Yeah, and this is why I said about the energy, right? Like the excitement could turn into disappointment real fast. And we saw it in a flash in this game where we were super excited. We were super up. We were super ready to go at the start of this game. And then 2 pick sixes later, we not feeling that same way anymore, right? And it's just about balance, making sure that you find that balance. You can't take it all down with you, right? You can't just tear the whole season down because of one bad game. You got to see the whole big picture. And right now, I told you guys the Browns were playing with bonus money, house money, right? Which meant if they won, awesome. We think that we can win more. But if they lost, okay, it's understood. Finally, the injuries caught up to us, but we'll see what we do next year. We got 11-6 while having a lot of injuries. So if we could just be healthy on offense, we feel like we could be a real threat. This week, we ran into a team that has their dude at quarterback, and that guy killed us. And then we ran into some problems with quarterback on our side. So if our guy can ever play like a $230 million quarterback, we might just be there. So we'll see. We'll see. But that's why you need a dude in the playoffs. And look, CJ's a dude. This is why we didn't want to play him. He's a dude for real. He's one of those. So came in, whipped our ass for real. But we gonna get it going. That's why you want to get healthy. That's why you want guys to recover from injury, all that. Andrew Berry gonna cook this offseason? Absolutely. 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 Someone said it was over at halftime. I highly disagree with that. The game was 100% not over at halftime. You were down by 10 points. You stopped them on their first drive, and you were at the 30-yard line about to cut the lead down to 7 or 3, and then you threw 2 pick sixes. This game was not over at halftime. The game started to feel like it was over after the 2 pick sixes. It is what it is. You don't have to hate Joe Flacco for it. You don't even necessarily have to be mad at Joe Flacco for it. I'm not mad at Joe Flacco for it. It's just like, hey, man, he's 38. It finally looked like he was 38 today. It is what it is. Mark Owa says, Bell having a nice game. I mean, yeah. I guess David Bell's having a good game, though, you know. We finding silver linings. We finding silver linings for this. There's really no silver lining for this game, right? Like this is bad, especially the second half. It's going about as bad as you could hope. But hey, man, hats off to Houston. They're a good team. They came in, kicked our ass, straight up. They just came in, kicked our ass. Max Al Dojo says, thanks for getting us this far, Q. An amazing ride to get to this game. Browns will be strong back next year. Absolutely. I believe in that 100%. There were some super chats that I did miss. My guy, the Lit Tony says, appreciate the hell out of you, Q. This team overcame so much this year. The game sucked in the second half, but I'm proud to support this team. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're going to be a good team next year. My guy Fred Hines says, when we get everybody healthy, we re-up, we reload, we back next season. Absolutely. Absolutely. Browns need to find a replacement for Ford. Oh, yeah, I already talked about Senior Bowl with that. All I need is, okay, I already did that one, despite the bad end. Okay, I got that one. Jack Dam says, Hart, agree to disagree. We'll see the All-22. Great season with you, Q. Been with you since 3,000 followers. The soul of Cleveland endures. Energy 100% efficient. This energy goes to a 2025 Super Bowl. Absolutely, man. They're going to have to remember this, right? They're going to have to remember this game, what happened in this game, where they felt like they came short. And if they get the opportunity next year, they got to capitalize on it and make sure that doesn't happen. Health's important, man. Health's important. Having 4,000 yards passing yards for this season with 4 QBs is impressive, but 24 touchdowns and 23 interceptions is absolutely awful. Yeah, I would agree. Let's get into the post game stuff here. Appreciate you, Dakota, for the super chat. Appreciate the love y'all showing me right now, man. Really do. There's a lot of people who would try to throw hate and mud at me in this moment. But y'all showing love, and I appreciate that. I really do. Appreciate that. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. I thought the season was over twice, but was wrong both times. I love my Browns and love your content, Q. Here's hoping the injury bug skips us next year. Yeah, man, if this team can stay healthy, there's no limit to what they can accomplish. Unfortunately, they weren't able to stay healthy this year. But hey, man, we'll see what happens next year. Hopefully they're able to stay healthy and hopefully they're able to win some games. It's been a long season, though. Been a hell of a season. And there's nothing to be ashamed of with this season. It did not end the way that you wanted it to end. It did not end movie like, but hey, Joe Flacco, Paul Crude he was the inside agent. Nah, come on, man. It just was what it was. It just was what it was. It was disappointing. My guy Engraven with the $10 super chat. Shout out Engraven. Says, sorry, Q, much love for you. Yeah. Look. If I were the Ravens, I would want every team in the division to be out, to be honest with you, because those AFC North games are always more difficult than those out-of-conference games. Straight up. Appreciate you, Grave. Shout out Q from Arizona. Been watching you for a few years now. Truly enjoyed the content. We'll be watching the off-season content. Absolutely. Absolutely. The off-season content is going to be on fire. All right. So the Browns just wrapped up this game here. Very disappointing loss, 14-45. And a lot of things you could be feeling in this moment. Look, I talked about this in one of my pregame videos for today about how the energy of this game and the energy of the Browns playing in the playoffs is stuff that doesn't go away. And this excitement that we felt could easily turn into disappointment if the things didn't go the way that the Browns wanted it to go. And just because there's disappointment doesn't kind of erase everything that the Browns accomplished up to this point. So I know that it's going to be natural for people to kind of go over the top here and kind of like say things that they say emotionally but don't end up feeling in a couple months. But that's not what I'm here to do. My guy Ray Rag says, as much as we think running backs are a problem, I'm gonna try to get back to that one, Ray Rags. My guy Truly T says, ready for Deshaun Watson. All right. Sean says, thanks, Q. I've been watching you all season from London, England. Been supporting the Browns for 8 years. Love the channel. On to next season. Absolutely. Again, this is disappointing, and I don't want to take away from that. It's disappointing. Look, the Browns did not start out the game. Well, the Browns started out this game fine. I think the score was, we were going back and forth with Houston pretty much for the whole first quarter of this game. Where things got out of hand for Cleveland is in the second half. They came back defensively. They got the stop that they needed. They stopped the offense, the Houston Texans offense, on their first drive out. They stopped them, which was good. Unfortunately, on offense, you have a nice drive. You get all the way down to 30. We're all thinking the same thing. Okay, the Browns have a good chance here to kind of bring this within one score, right? 7 or 3 points. You can bring it within one score. And then, boom, you're right back in this thing. Grumpy Guy says, Senior Bowl cover, choose the next pair. Yeah, we'll see. But you had a chance there to bring it within one score. Unfortunately, Joe Flacco throws a pick 6. Okay, you're down 17. It's tough, but you're going to try to see what you can do. If you score here on this first drive, you might be able to live with it, right? You play, you get to a 4th and 2, you decide to go for it. Joe throws another pick 6. And now that lead that you felt like you could get down to at least 7, maybe even 3, has ballooned into a 24-point lead. That is what happened in this game. If you're looking for when the game went out of hand, if you're looking for what went wrong in this game, you can blame a lot of things around it. But the 2 pick 6s are what went wrong. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes dumping on Joe Flacco. That doesn't mean that I'm going to blame Joe Flacco for this loss or well, not this loss, because it is kind of his fault. But it's not that I'm going to blame some kind of like great thing on Joe or be super negative on Joe. But the 2 pick sixes, that killed the game for you. Ostix Kid says, love the content. All to say, thank God we're not firing Kevin or AB. Most important thing that happened since signing JOK and MJ? Martin Emerson? Is that who you're talking about? Jada Man says, hey, we made it to 11 wins with backup talents, safeties, running backs, quarterbacks. This team didn't give up. Also, we better extend JOK. Yeah, JOK had a hell of a game here, man. Hell of a game here. Look, I know a lot of people are going to want to blame this on something less tangible, right? We're going to want to blame this on a hypothetical scheme that we think got ran that didn't get ran, or a hypothetical offensive game plan. Joe Flacco threw 2 pick sixes. The defense was not tackling. They were giving up big plays in the first half. That built you a 10-point deficit, but you gave yourself 14 points on the other side. You did the opposite of play complementary football. So you lost to a very good team. Armac says the Texans exploited Greg Newsome. I'm hoping next season in a deep playoff run. Thank you, Joe Flacco, for getting through the season. Yeah, and look, overall, I can acknowledge that Joe Flacco probably did not, not probably. Joe Flacco played bad, and that played into the outcome of this game heavily. I can also acknowledge that Joe Flacco been playing over expectation almost every week he's been here, and this is one of the few weeks where he's disappointed. And it is what it is. You know, I'm not going to be super mean on that. You want to see super chat, Flacco versus Ravens, real news. Cleveland should have won. I'm not even joking. I mean, look, we had to worry about the Texans. We couldn't beat the Texans. Texans kicked our ass. That's what happened. Texans kicked our ass. Defensively, I thought there were some horrible performances from the safeties, especially. Ronnie Hickman looked like an undrafted free agent in this game. And this is why we didn't want the Texans. Hey, look, if this is what the Texans were going to do to you, and I need this to be clear, if this is what the Texans were going to do to you, then it wasn't out the realm of possibility for other teams to beat you. You know, we weren't as good as we thought, and the Texans were much better than we thought. But if we can't beat the Texans, we weren't coming out the AFC. Like that just is what it is. So this isn't about who you matched up with. It's the playoffs. You got to beat a good team. We didn't beat them. They kicked our ass. That's what happened. How did Ryan Day not win anything with CJ Stroud? I don't know. I don't know how that happened, but I'm just going to stay away from talk about Ryan Day for the point from now. So, hey, man, is what it is. You lost this game. Defensively, I thought that the Browns had some bad performances, some bad individual performances. I thought that Ronnie Hickman had a bad game. I thought that Juan Thornhill didn't have his best game, and Greg Newsome didn't have a good game either. And Myles Garrett didn't have the game that you wanted him to have. He didn't have any of those big plays that we're used to seeing Myles Garrett get. Hey, Q, thanks for your work this year. Enjoyed your every single video. Love and respect from Germany. Keep doing you, bro. Appreciate that. But yeah, I don't think Myles Garrett didn't have a single play in here that made us remember who he was in this game. And also, Myles Garrett wasn't double teamed as much as he was. So I'm definitely would be on board with saying, yeah, Myles was a little disappointing in this game. At the end of the day, he's Myles Garrett. He's probably winning Defensive Player of the Year. He had a disappointing game in the playoffs. It sucks. But you want to see him come back and play well in the playoff game? Absolutely. But it's Myles Garrett. The last thing I'm worried about going forward with the Cleveland Browns is Myles Garrett. I'm like, I'll worry about other things. Q, hey, has been a 3-year listener. I'm going to get to that one. I'm going to get back to that one. But yeah, at the end of the day, I can't be too worried about Myles Garrett. Za'Darius, I think the whole defensive line was kind of disappointing. Now, I thought that the defense was starting to play better at the start of the second half. But then once this team gave up 2 pick sixes, I thought that the writing was on the wall and broke the back of this team. I thought that was the straw that broke the camel back. Like that one right there. So, it is what it is. We don't care about Flacco. CJ's a star. Absolutely, CJ is a star. We all said that. I think everybody who watched that game would acknowledge CJ looked like one of them ones. For real. Offensively for the Browns, I mean, look, the first half of this game, the offense did look really good. Like Joe Flacco, I think before he threw that pick six, he was 20 of 24 with 2 touchdowns. He was playing really well. But then those 2 pick sixes came, the doors flew off. Like the doors absolutely flew out the window with him. This team looks like a team where offensively clock struck midnight on them. And the offense turned back into a pumpkin at the worst possible time. And it led to a ton of points for the Houston Texans. And it didn't look like the defense was very motivated to finish the game either. So just was a bad night for this Browns team. But one night doesn't define you as a team, right? It's how you play throughout the whole season, and it's how you bounce back from it. And we'll see how this team bounces back from this next year, right? Does this lead to a slump next year? I don't think so. But that's what's going to define them, right? How they play for that longer stretch of time. So I'm not too worried about it. We need to let many players walk in free agency. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. Miles doesn't deserve Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, it's a regular season award. Great players put games on their back. See, I don't love how people are putting this game on Myles Garrett specifically. Like, I'm seeing a lot of that. How the fuck are you putting the whole game on Myles Garrett? Like, we can acknowledge Myles did not have the type of performance we wanted him to have. But it's not, Myles Garrett is not the reason they lost this game. Like, he's not a reason they won. But if you're blaming this game on Myles Garrett, I feel like you're just trying hard to shift blame to somebody else because you don't want somebody you like to get the blame. Like, Myles Garrett wasn't actively being picked apart in that game. He just wasn't impacting the game at the level that we wanted him to. He still made plays. He still had a TFL. He still had like 3 run stops. He had a good game for a regular edge rusher. But you can't sit here and blame the whole game on Myles Garrett. I find that ridiculous, right? Like, there's more people willing to blame Myles Garrett for this game than a quarterback who threw 2 pick sixes. And again, you don't have to hate Joe Flacco to say that. It's just what happened. He threw 2 pick sixes back to back. The game was never the same after that. Like, the game felt competitive until the 2 pick sixes happened. We can all acknowledge what happened there. It was just truth. It wasn't out coaching. You threw 2 pick sixes. Like, that's what happened. You threw 2 back-to-back pick sixes. Nobody does that and wins games after you do that. Like, name me the team that's won after throwing 2 back-to-back pick sixes. And if you want to tell me that they schemed up 2 pick sixes, sure. But the 2 pick sixes were the problem in this game, y'all. Like, the 2 pick sixes were the problem in this game. If this were the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mason Rudolph threw 2 pick sixes, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about TJ Watt's the reason they didn't win. That's bullshit. That's obvious bullshit. Even if TJ had a disappointing game, which has happened before. This is weird. We know what happened in the game, y'all. It is what it is. Joe Flacco looked 38 in this game after not looking 38 the whole season, and it is what it is. I'm still overall happy with what we got out of Joe Flacco, but he threw 2 back-to-back pick sixes, and the game was never the same after that. That's what happened. We're searching for so many other answers because we don't want to state the obvious, but the obvious is the obvious, y'all. Like, that's what happened. The defense did not play well. That's true. But the defense was still in the game until the 2 pick sixes. Like, that's what it is. You threw 2 pick sixes. Got a bad break. Joe had a bad one after playing well all season. Hey, man, stinks. But nothing I can diagnose like this long-term problem. The problem, you want to know what the Browns' problem was? Is that they didn't have a starting quarterback. They were playing Joe Flacco. The Browns' problem was that they were injured on offense. That's the Browns' problem. Injuries. Turnovers. It's been the problem all season. That's been the problem all season. And it finally came to bite you in the ass. That's what it is. We blame it on all other things when the obvious thing is right in front of us. We gave up 14 points. The Browns were in a opportunity. They had the ball on the 30-yard line. They were at they had an opportunity to either get 3 points or 7 and cut a 10-point lead down to 7 or 3 points. 2 plays later, they were down by 24 points. The defense never touched the field. Myles Garrett didn't throw them 2 pick sixes. So if you want to blame the game on Myles Garrett because he didn't show up and have this great game, like, okay, cool. But like 2 pick sixes, y'all. Come on. Come on, man. Again, just because a game is somebody's fault does not mean you have to be an asshole about it. Or that doesn't mean that just because somebody points out that the game is obviously somebody's fault, that you have to assume I'm being an asshole about it. But that's what happened, y'all. Like, it's right there. It happened. That's what happened, dog. That's what happened. Joe had a bad game. It finally came to bite us in the ass. We've been getting by with not having quarterbacks all year, and it finally bit us in the ass. Is what it is. We're going to reload and get healthy next year. We're going to be okay. Because ultimately, this team achieved something that not many other teams have achieved. No, my bad. This team achieved something this year that no other team has achieved, which is they won 11 games with 4 different starting quarterbacks. That's what happened. But if we're looking for what happened in this game, one, CJ Stroud is a elite quarterback. And he showed it today. And he made a ton of plays on a very good Browns defense. And he made Greg Newsome and Ronnie Hickman look silly consistently. Something that not many quarterbacks have been able to do this season. So hats off to CJ Stroud. Give credit to you didn't just get cooked by some pedestrian. CJ Stroud is not a pedestrian. CJ Stroud is a dude. He put up points. We kind of expected the Texans to put up points. What we did not expect was 2 pick sixes. And those kind of mistakes, they cost you games. Like, they cost you games. That's it, man. That's it. That's all that happened. That's it. You throw 2 pick sixes in the game, it's probably a wrap. That's what happened. It sucks. We rolled Joe for the good moments. This was a bad moment by Joe. This is one he would rather forget. But hey, what do you think the Browns' priorities are for the offseason? I think their priorities are going to be at making sure that they get a solid, serviceable backup to Nick Chubb. I don't think that they've had that, and they saw it bite them in the ass this year. I think they want to upgrade that position for sure. And then I think another priority has to be these tackles. They have to have better depth than they have now at tackle. And they honestly need to be, it's not both tackle positions because we're going to get DeJuan Jones back next year. But it's really that left tackle position because even when Jed Wills is in there, we had our complaints about him. I think that they need to find a future replacement for left tackle over the next few years. I think that's going to be the biggest focus, is in the draft, at least. They're going to try to find themselves a left tackle and a running back. Defensively, maybe another DT, maybe another edge, but those aren't going to be the same levels of priorities as the tackle position. And I think also I would love to see this team get a real blocking tight end. We don't have a real blocking tight end, and I think that bites us in the ass. Hey man, to the people in chat saying this Browns team doesn't have any heart, get out of my face with that. This team overcame something that no other team has overcome all year. They were 11-6. They made the playoffs. In order for the Browns to get here, they showed more heart than your favorite team probably had to show to get here. So, this team showed a ton of heart. I'm not about to discount that because they had a disappointing game and things just didn't break their way. CTG says the unfortunate part of having the very first game. I don't know what you meant by that. Ray Rag says We talked about how well this team has played with all the injuries to key players. And now they finally played a game where it looked like they were playing a fourth quarterback and a revolving door at offensive tackle and backup safety. Yeah, man, the Browns were down to a fourth string right tackle in this game, but that was after everything got blown out, right? Like that was after the 2 pick sixes, to be fair, right? But hey, man, the Texans were the better team today. That's what it was. The Texans were the better team today. They beat you. They were the better team. We could blame it on a bunch of shit, but there's some obvious flashpoints that are significant, right? The fact that after the offense scored in the first half, the defense was not able to get any stops to capitalize on that, so we couldn't build up a cushion. And then the Texans made a run at the end of the first half. We couldn't answer back because we got a sack in our last drive before halftime. And then we finally get a stop to start the first half. We finally start building on top of that, moving the ball, and then we throw a pick six. Then we throw another one. Hey, man, I put that on 8 bad minutes of football. And your season's over. 8 bad minutes of football. It is. 8 bad minutes of football, your season's over. Stinks, man. Stinks. No, we're not about to go crazy on Greg Newsome, y'all. Let's stop it. Let's not overreact to act like we need to cut players because they had a bad game today. Please chill the fuck out. Laser says Joe Flacco played the long game to come back and stick it to us one time. Joe Flacco is a terrorist. Come on, man. Come on. Joe Flacco is a big part of the reason the Browns were even able to play this game. The big part of the reason we're even able to react to a playoff game right now. And I'm not about to ignore that. I'm also not going to ignore that he threw 2 pick sixes, and that's what cost you this game in the long run. Now, if he doesn't throw those 2 pick sixes, I want to also point this out. It's not even close to a guarantee that you win this game because, again, CJ Stroud was moving the ball on you at will almost. I don't know if that guarantees you anything, but it does make it a lot easier or a lot closer if you don't do that. And maybe the Texans were always going to beat us. Maybe that's just what it was. Maybe we were too high on the Browns and too low on the Texans. And hats off to the Texans. They played a hell of a game, man. They're a hell of a football team. Addition by subtraction. No, I already read that one. Stefanski is Ryan Day 2.0 in the playoffs? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Stefanski has won a playoff game, right? Okay, cool. Hey, no team that's in the playoffs, especially no team that's 11-5 and makes the playoffs, sucks. So I'm not about to sit here and be like, the Browns suck and these players are trash. They lost the playoff game. I get it. Emotions are high. We were super excited. And like I said in my video before the game, excitement can easily turn into anger and disappointment, but you can't get carried away. Right? You can't get carried away. Stefanski got COVID and was there. Yeah, it still counts as a win on this playoff record. But you guys that are never Stefanskiers, I feel like there are some people who enjoy when the Browns lose that call themselves Browns fans because like they immediately like jump to their agendas. Like it don't matter what happened in the game. They're like, oh, it's Kevin's fault. Like, I'm so tired. If I can just sound off on something that I'm tired of, I am tired of the people who always come in and just want to blame their thing that they always blame. Like, it does not matter what happens in the game. What happened in this game was obvious. Joe threw 2 pick sixes, but like, oh, the offensive scheming was bad. They were kicking ass in the first half. And then Joe threw 2 pick sixes and it didn't stop. Like, it is what it is. It's this is not what I'm about to sit here and blame on Kevin Stefanski. Like, they looked ready to play coming out. The defense was having some ups and downs, but that could easily have been CJ Stroud just being a monster. Crystal Ginn says, respect Q for calling out the negative nonsense. It is what it is, man. Joseph says the Browns played their worst game of the season. All of the discrepancies of this team got exposed on the biggest stage. Hopefully this turns into a positive and fuels the team going forward. Absolutely. I hope so too. Browns been running the Wildcat a lot, Pierre. I don't know why that surprised you. They've been running that a lot. My heart breaks for Flacco. I appreciate his contribution to the new Browns. Also, I thank you for bringing us back to reality for next year. Go Browns. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, Texans play well. We kind of knew that this Browns team, we were wondering like, hey, when's the magic going to run off on Joe Flacco? Is the magic ever going to run off on Joe Flacco? Today, Joe played his worst game as a Cleveland Brown. And it was a real unfortunate break because not only did he throw 2 pick sixes, not only did he throw 2 interceptions, right? Turning the ball over twice. I think the Browns could have survived 2 turnovers today. The Browns could not survive 2 pick sixes. Like, it was an unfortunate break. Not only were they interceptions, they were pick sixes. And like, I don't think Joe meant to throw any of them, but it just happened. Who am I rooting for now? I'm going to just be rooting for good football. I'm going to watch good football games, right? I don't really have anybody in mind that I'm rooting for. I'm also excited about preparing for the Senior Bowl as well. Yeah. They didn't get pressure on Stroud. I mean, like we talked about this all year. The Browns defense does not do well when they don't get pressure on the quarterback. And they did not get sufficient enough pressure on the quarterback today. Mighty says, great work this season. Get on his Patreon, guys. Appreciate that, Mighty. Q, you're the only person I could listen to after that. I mean, look, I'm trying to keep perspective on this, right? Because I do think it's super easy to get carried away in the disappointment because emotions were so high, excitement was so high that energy is going to go somewhere when you have when you lose by 30 points. And that disappointment can easily turn into anger. And anger has this way of making you say things and do things and feel things in the moment that you end up regretting or not actually meaning 30 minutes later once you've calmed down a little bit. And that's where I'm trying to be at right now. You know, I'm trying to be at a more composed place for everybody because I understand this is a tough loss. You lose by 30, not what anybody was expecting. Like we thought it was a chance that the Browns can lose, but get blown out. Nobody had that one on the radar. But hey, it happened. So how do you keep perspective on this? How do you view this in the scope of everything else that happened? It's like, hey, this is a good Browns team. They were able to get it to 11-6 throughout a lot of consequences, a lot of injuries, but also this team was limited because of those injuries. And we kind of underestimated that, probably because the Browns looked really good against some teams that weren't that good. And that gave us some false confidence that we'd be able to make more of a run than maybe it was ever possible that we could make. The Ace says the Browns were good enough to be in the playoffs and Joe had 2 pick sixes. I just hope it doesn't affect his chances. I just hope it doesn't affect his chances with his career. Oh, you mean like if he wants to play next year? Look, if Joe Flacco wants to play somewhere next year, he'll be able to play somewhere. And maybe this might be a blessing in disguise. It might be what allows Joe Flacco to be able to re-sign with the Cleveland Browns next year and be the backup quarterback next season. You know, now that the value is not going to be too high on him. Chris Gustafaro says, I hope Haslam doesn't fire Kevin over this. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Yeah. You know, we'll see what this team looks like when Chubb gets back. We'll see if this defense can maintain this level of play next year, right? Like that's going to be something important for this team. We'll see if they can finally get consistency at the quarterback position. The one thing that I do have to give Deshaun Watson credit for when he was in there was the Browns did not turn the ball over as much as they did all season when Deshaun Watson was in the game. And that meant something. That gave them a plus 63 point differential on the season, which is one of the higher ones in the NFL. And they were just a different team when they didn't turn the ball over. At the end of the day, turnovers have been this team's Achilles heel, and it finally got them. What a year for me coming back to the Browns again. They played great, better than the 16-0. Oh, you must have meant the 0-16 team. You must have meant the 0-16 team. Yeah, they missed Grant Delpit a little bit. I mean, they missed some individuals, but I can't sit here with a straight face and tell you that this game came down to Grant Delpit playing or not. This game came down to a lot of things, right? Defensively, they could have used Grant Delpit. But they also could have used a better performance from Greg Newsome. They also could have used a better performance from Myles Garrett. They also could have used a better performance from Dalvin Tomlinson. They also could have used a better performance from Shelby Harris. They also could have used a better performance from Zadarius Smith. They also could have used a better performance from Joe Flacco. They also could have used a better performance from Jerome Ford. They also could have used a better performance from Elijah Moore and more production for Amari Cooper. They had a lot of things not go their way, and the Texans were flat out the better team today. They were. Got to give them credit, man. We didn't lose to no bums. They're much better than we thought they were. They were the better football team today, and you got to give the Houston Texans credit for that. Straight up. You got to give them credit for that. Yeah, let me just get rid of him. Yeah. Got to give them credit for that. The game changed out of our favor on that PI penalty. I don't know if that's when the game changed. Again, the game changed when you threw 2 pick sixes. That's when the game changed. There's no other more impactful moment of the game than that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we keep trying to point to other things. The most obvious thing is the most obvious thing. When you gave up 14 points in like 1 minute, that was the most impactful part of the game. That's it. That's it, man. Dalt says, I'm not one of those people randomly calling for Stefanski's head, but honestly, as a coach, what has he done for the Browns? This game was not on play calling, but look back at the game. They're 11-6 with 4 different quarterbacks, and you want to fire the head coach, Dalt. Does that sound reasonable with you? Just because a team disappoints don't mean somebody got to get fired, cut, or traded. We can relax a little bit. We can relax. And that's what I would like to suggest a lot of people do. Take a deep breath, go eat some food, relax. That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to come down and we're going to talk about the future. We're going to talk about this season in total and everything else. I appreciate that, Joseph. Appreciate that super chat. Q got my girlfriend to become a fan of the team because of me. You're her favorite content person to go to. We're both responsible. Appreciate that. And then the last comment I'm going to read on the BR stream here is Elastic Carson says, Browns need to focus on these following things. 1, changes in the coaching staff. Not Stefanski, but get some new coaches that will solve our apparent problems. What are those problems, though? I don't think, like, we weren't complaining about the coaching staff for most of the season. I don't think it's an overreaction to say just because of one game, we're gonna just say that the coaching staff needs changes. You need to give me more detail if you're gonna say that. Find a speed wide receiver to change up the wide receiver room. Amari may have to be traded due to cap unless AB can find some magic. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't really agree with that checklist, but appreciate y'all. Okay, Link says, sorry, Q, the 0-16, LOL. Wasn't a fan back then. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Next season is going to be interesting. Watson trade is looking worse than the Wilson deal by far. I don't know how you can say that because like Russell Wilson ain't even going to be on the Denver Broncos next year and they're still going to be paying him for 2 more years. Deshaun Watson was 4-1 as a starter for the Browns this year. Like I'm not saying that the Deshaun Watson deal looks like it was a good deal at any way, but to say it was already worse than the Russ deal when they're already about to cut Russ is kind of goofy to me. Like I feel like we're jumping the gun there. If he stinks next year, we can have this conversation, but we'll see what he is next year, man. We'll see what he is. But I think it's a little premature. It was a little premature. Someone made a good point. Michael Cooper says, it was a loss. It hurts, but you don't get better by blowing up your team every time you lose a game. Yeah. Night Gaunt says, thanks for the content this season. Absolutely. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Q, Deshaun decided to not, didn't we bust this myth like a few weeks ago, like months ago? Deshaun was not deciding not to play any. He wasn't healthy. People need to calm down on Kevin. He's pretty good. Look, here's the thing that I understand emotions are high. I really do. But I don't think Jim Schwartz needs to be fired because the Browns had a bad game defensively. I don't think Kevin Stefanski needs to be fired because the Browns lost a playoff game. They just didn't have good days. Like, we got to get out of this mindset of every single game being a referendum on every player. Like none of the body of work matters. All that matters is like 60 minutes on this Sunday, and then that game ends, and then we don't care about it anymore, and then we worry about other stuff. Like, they are 11-6 with 4 different quarterbacks. The 38-year-old you had starting at quarterback that was playing well coming into this game threw 2 pick sixes, and the game got out of hand after that. It was not looking great before that, but it got out of hand after the 2 pick sixes. That's what happened in the game. And sometimes, man, shit just happens and it doesn't go your way. And that doesn't mean that you have to fire everybody. Football is not this ultra controllable thing. It's a thing with a million variables in it. And sometimes those variables do not rock your way. And that's okay. But you can't go firing everybody because you had a bad day. That's not how you maintain a good team. It's how you maintain a bad team. I'm confident that Jim Schwartz is going to have better days. I'm confident that Myles Garrett is going to have better days. I'm confident that Greg Newsome is going to have better days. I'm confident that everybody who played bad or did not have a good, sharp day today is going to have better days than they did today. Because I know that they're good because of their body of work. Doesn't have to be a referendum every week, man. Man, look at how the defense got carved up. I hope the NFL sees this and doesn't want to interview Jim Schwartz. It would be a real shame if he was DC for the rest of his career here. Hey, man, look, I'm going to bet on Jim Schwartz in the long run. I think Jim Schwartz is going to have this defense ready next year. I think Jim Schwartz is still a really good defensive coordinator. I think this defense is still really good, and I'm going to bet on them for next year. I would bet on them for next year. I'm pretty sure they're going to show up next year and be a really good defense. I would be willing to bet on Kevin Stefanski as an offensive play caller. I think he's going to have more good games than he has bad. And I think him and whoever's at quarterback, Deshaun Watson, they're going to figure it out and they're going to put together a good offense. Ray Rag says the Broncos traded 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, a 5th-round pick, Drew Lock, Shelby Harris, and Noah Fant for Russ, a 4th, and paid him. That feels way... Well, it's not just that. It's like they don't even have Russ on the team right now. Like that's why it's a worse trade. It's because you did all of that and you don't have Russ anymore. So we'll see how they bounce back, but I'm confident they're going to bounce back because I know that these players are good. The same way when JOK has a bad game, I'm not sitting here talking about benching JOK for the rest of the season. It's the same way that I'm not about to sit here and bury everybody for having a bad game because I know that they're better than this. They did not play their best game. They were most certainly more capable than what they showed today. But that doesn't mean that everything else that happened this year didn't happen. We can be disappointed in this game and not take it out on everything else that happened. We were all joking about how this was found money for the Cleveland Browns. It was all bonus because we thought the season was over after Deshaun Watson went out. We can't act like we were entitled to a playoff victory now. We were not. In Texas, the Texans showed us exactly what it means to not have your starting quarterback. Because CJ Stroud, he's one of those elite quarterbacks. And he kicked our ass. Good defense or not, he kicked our ass. Our quarterback played well for the first half, threw 2 pick sixes. Hopefully, your solution is Deshaun Watson being healthy. Well, we'll see. There's no guarantees on that front. But you're going to have Nick Chubb healthy next year. There's more of a guarantee with him. You're going to have a healthy offensive line. The picture's still bright for you next season. The picture is still super bright for you. So I understand people are upset. Take the day, be upset. Be upset for the whole weekend. But understand, about a couple weeks, we're going to come back here. Well, not for me. I'm going to be here tomorrow coming back talking about this. But, we're going to reload. We're going to reset. And we're going to be ready to focus on 2024 and what the Browns are going to do once they can get healthy. Absolutely. We'll find out if Deshaun Watson's overrated. We'll find out if Deshaun Watson's overhated. We'll find out about Deshaun Watson next year. If he can stay healthy, we'll find out. And if he can't stay healthy, well, then we found out about him, right? Like, whatever it is, our questions about Deshaun Watson will be over. Either he's somebody who can't stay healthy, either he's somebody who can play well, either he's somebody who stinks. We'll find out. I don't think Deshaun Watson is over or underrated right now because I don't think there's anything to rate. He's an unknown quantity, an absolute unknown quantity. And who knows? Maybe this is something that gets him going. Maybe he can play well. He played well with this team when he was healthy this year. So I expect it to happen. Still in the division with Baltimore and Joe Burrow, with Cincinnati not guaranteed to be back in the playoffs next year. You're never guaranteed to be back in the playoffs, though, Mike. Again, we can't act like we want the easy road. Like, we can't act like we want the easy road, dog. We play in the AFC North. Yeah, it's tough. Joe Burrow's there, even though you beat Joe Burrow most times. Lamar Jackson's there. Like, okay, win games. You made the playoffs this year in the season where the AFC North didn't go a game below 500. So why is it now this unstoppable obstacle next year? If the Browns are a good team, they'll make the playoffs next year. If they're not, they won't. Keith says JOK is a beast. Thank you, Q, for all you do. Absolutely. JW says, hey, Q, thank you for all the hard work this year. Tough end to the season, but I'm looking forward to a great next year. Me too. Me too. I think they'll be really good next year. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Somebody's still mad about that PI call? Guys. if you got that pass interference call, if you didn't get that pass interference call, them 2 pick sixes happened, dog. You know what's up. Come on. Like, we know what's up, man. You threw 2 pick sixes. That's what did it. That's what needed to not happen, man. Like, we keep trying to tiptoe away from it because we like Joe Flacco, but like, it's what happened, y'all. It's what happened. But that doesn't mean that there's nothing to take away from this, man. But I'm going to start working on the post-game stuff. I appreciate all of you for coming in today, enjoying this game with me. I will have more content out later today, more content out for the rest of the week. Unfortunately, we're officially in the off season. Yes, I know. But I got some cool shit planned for the off season. We're going to be at the Senior Bowl. That's going to be dope. Appreciate that super chat, JW. We're going to be at the Senior Bowl. That's going to be dope. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of good things coming. So don't you worry. But appreciate every single one of y'all. Appreciate all you guys who have joined me for these watch parties all year. I'm going to miss them during the summer, in the spring. But you don't have to miss me. Stay subscribed to this channel. 2 videos a day, even during the off season. We're going to make it happen. A ton of content to come down the line. This has been such a great season. It's such a bittersweet ending. But I appreciate every single one of you guys. And what I said when they clinched the playoffs still applies today. This is a different organization than what we've dealt with for the first 20 years of the Browns being returned to Cleveland. They will have opportunities. They will have other swings. They will have other chances. They will bounce back and they will be fine because this is a good football team. They still got Miles. They still got Denzel. They still got playmakers. They're still going to be the Cleveland Browns, and they're going to have a chance to come back here next year and make something happen because I know and trust that this is a good team that they have here. But we're going to talk about all the additions they're going to make, everything else. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me during the season ride. I hope that a lot of you choose to join me on the off-season ride, which starts today, starts tomorrow, and a team and a fan base that stays locked in the off-season is a fan base that's going to be locked in all season. So please stay locked in with me as we go into the off-season. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day. And even thank you to the trolls, man. Appreciate y'all boosting my profile. I know y'all think y'all are affecting my day. But, you know, I appreciate all of my fans. And even my haters are really my biggest fans in some ways. So appreciate y'all. But y'all have a great day, man. Gonna be even more content out. Appreciate y'all.